Live.
Welcome everybody to the what day is today? Tuesday. Hey, happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy Independence Day.
Welcome everybody. We're
No
doing a live
fireworks?
stream.
Man, you're in trouble already.
I am. We didn't
You
have
didn't
any
do a
audio
count-
on
you
the
didn't do a
countdown.
countdown?
I don't know why we didn't have any audio, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys can hear us. What's up, everybody?
Kadish is back east somewhere pulling his hair out right now.
Yeah, he's like, I knew they were gonna
Sons of
mess it
bitches.
up. Matt and I are here alone running the studio by ourselves. Everything's fine. It's fine.
It's great.
Um,
Hey, no problem.
And
Everything's fine. How are you?
to replace Jude and Kadish, we have Chris and Nadia from the Inside All Day podcast. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Thank you for
Ahoy.
not calling it the At Home podcast.
Inside at Home podcast.
Inside at home all day.
Yes.
No, excited to be here. It's gonna be a heck of an Independence Day extravaganza.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So we're gonna chat. We're gonna hang out. Nothing super official. We are going to do our Indiana Jones 5 review together. We all went out. Yeah, we all went out to the movies together last night. We saw it as a group. Now we kind of slept on it. We had a night to kind of let the juices flow. Now we're here to kind of spill the beans and talk about it. We will be doing spoilers
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
If you haven't seen it by now, I have a feeling like you're probably not going to want to go
Yeah,
see
no.
it anyway. So
Save your money
yeah, don't
for
worry,
Mission
Impossible's coming.
Impossible.
don't
Yes.
worry too much about that. But there will be spoilers. Here's the studio view. We have a good Indiana Jones playing in the background. Let's not get demonetized for that. But we had to have something to kind of cleanse the palate. You know what I'm saying?
I have a problem.
What's your problem?
I don't know. I don't
Jude says, "Stop having fun without us."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use a laptop. Dude.
I can't do it.
You are
Can't do
a
it, Jude.
mess today.
It's buttons.
I've got like 4 computers in front of me, bro.
Can that please be the next shirt you guys make? It's
That's a good
buttons.
shirt. That's a good shirt. I don't know how to work buttons. I'm kind of retarded. I'm not gonna lie.
Anyway.
What are you working? The chat?
I'm
He's
looking at
supposed
the-
to be.
I don't know if it's scrolling or not. I can't tell. I was supposed to be pushing the buttons today, and I did it for a little pre thing. And I said, "Look, bro, we have to change seats for the actual live stream and not this Patreon stuff because this is too. These 4 fingers are and I was
do that again. Do that one more time for me.
And I would talk, and I'd put it on Nadia, and Chris would talk, and I'd put it on Alex. And it was a mess. It was a mess.
You did fine, sir. You did fine, but it's okay. For the live stream, we wanted things a
I
little,
believe in you, Vader.
a little
I
bit-
believe in you.
practice.
a little
You'll
bit
learn.
smoothie.
You'll get there.
It'll take practice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's practice.
it's a new skill.
Yeah, it is.
I
It
think
is
you
really
should
for sure.
have your own live stream hour. Just call it the Vader hour,
I do that on
where you
our-
can practice.
I do that on
and
our
stuff.
video game channel.
Oh, why don't you
Yeah,
shout
but
that out real quick?
Yeah. Go.
Oh yeah, okay, real quick. Hey, for you, how many people are in here?
45.
Really?
Woohoo.
No shit.
Woo.
45. That's almost what we need. We need 75 people to go to our Kick channel and push the subscribe button.
That includes us
So
too.
so
Chris.
we can get monetized. The monetization requirements on Kick is 75 subs. It's not hard to get, but we need to get there.
Is this the alternative to Twitch?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know anything about this stuff.
I don't-
It's
Yeah.
all Vader's corner.
5 hours of time.
That's it.
That's it.
What?
But 75 subs. It's very strange. So I need everybody in this chat to write Salty Nerd Podcast down on Kick. Go over there as soon as you can after we're done here and push follow.
We
Cool.
should move
And,
over there then.
Yeah. Twitch is dying. Kick rules.
Because we'll live stream Diablo together. We'll co-op for it.
Yeah.
Couch
Yeah.
co-op.
James Manchild.
Yeah. We'll get there. We're gonna
get there in just a second.
We're gonna talk about it again next week when Matt and Jude are back.
Probably.
100%.
We're gonna juice everything we can out of this thing.
yeah, that
I mean, why wouldn't we at this
fucking
point?
James
frickin'
Man
James
Child.
Will you
Mangold.
have to go watch it again?
No, I'm good with just
I
one.
feel weird.
Because you're over in my
I'm,
seat.
I'm in the wrong seat.
Yeah, you're in the wrong
I'm
seat.
in the wrong mic. I'm looking at the wrong wall.
The wrong
I-
person.
This is not Alex in front of me. You do not have red hair. I'm
I'm so-
freaking out a
I
little
got
bit.
gray silver hair. Help
It's
me
very
out here.
nice. It's very
Thank
nice.
you.
It's very nice.
Would you like me? Do you have a red wig? Would you like me to put a red wig
No,
on
I
to help
don't
you
have-
out?
I
don't
guarantee you,
Red wig.
Jude has a red wig at her house.
I've got
and-
big green frame glasses in my bag. I can, pop
me
out
do the whole thing.
contacts,
Let me do
yeah.
one thing before I forget. I promised Kadish I would do this. Hey guys, we have a new website. You can go to saltynerdlive.com and that will take you to our
Oh,
live
Jesus.
stream place on YouTube. So you can find all the upcoming live streams that we have for our YouTube channel will be presented there. Easy to find right there for you. He went through the effort of getting the domain name saltynerdlive.com. So if you like our live streams and you're hanging out with us regularly, but you want to know when we're going to go live next, go to that website, and that'll do you right. Go ahead.
Ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Regarding saltynerdlive.com,
Mm-hmm.
how many times did Mr. Kadish text you to make sure you talk about saltynerdlive.com on the live stream this week? Because we didn't do it at all on Saturday.
No, we totally forgot.
I think
forgot.
I think we kind of torqued him a little bit.
No, he's fine.
But he'll be okay.
He said he's on vacation. He's like, there's too many freaking kids here.
I've never seen a dude who worries about shit so much back home.
He's been working. He's been working.
Relax, bro. Relax.
Just have fun. Have fun. We got
it's not like you're gonna burn down the studio,
No,
right?
No. If anybody was gonna do that, it would be Kadish.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love Matt Kadish.
We do.
He makes things go.
He's the producer extraordinaire.
He's our Jordy LaForge.
He works way harder than all of us.
We're just a bunch of packlets. It's at least I'm a
I love
packlet.
that description that you use is from
That's
the
me.
TNG Star
That's
Trek
me.
is freaking
I'm
perfect.
packlet.
You are smart.
You are smart. You make things go.
We got a $30 super chat from Bob Dorsey. What's up, Bob? How you doing,
I
buddy?
love Bob Dorsey.
Merry Insurrection Day, everybody. Hey, man, if there was ever a time in the world where we need another one,
Let's do it.
it's right now. It is right now. Tell me I'm wrong. My goodness.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah.
We cannot talk about anything without getting demonetized
I
on
know.
YouTube.
Don't say the boo.
Okay.
word.
But I will just say, things in France are getting weird. Right?
Holy
There was a
shit.
zebra on the
That's
road.
weird, man. It's like
Wait.
Huh.
France?
Yeah.
bro.
There's stuff going on in
Dude,
France?
Yeah.
Okay,
I wouldn't know because our media
doesn't talk about it.
isn't talking about any of it.
There's a reason for that.
It's bullshit.
And
Let's
there
get-
goes the channel.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. We're
Can't
not
talk
saying
about
nothing.
Everybody's raised their hand to talk
Oh,
about it.
God.
We're
It's
talking
just
about,
chopping them
you know,
down.
does it really matter? Does it really matter all that much?
What?
Are
It's the
croissants-
French.
Are croissants really that important?
French fries.
You
Then
know,
you couldn't have your
We
McDonald's
went to
croissant sandwich.
Paris for our part of our honeymoon, and it's
Listen,
okay.
sir, I
It's
haven't
like
had
Chicago.
It's like Chicago.
I haven't had French fries in years. Okay, I eat freedom fries. Okay, just so you know, I eat
what year-
freedom fries.
Oh, you
What
didn't have to
year did
explain that
that?
to me.
What year did that happen? I
think-
remember
I
that.
think that was.
Was
I
that?
think that was Desert Storm.
Was it?
I think it was.
I remember
Desert
that
So when
being
you
a
go
thing.
order food, do you ask for freedom fries?
I just say give me a number.
Oh.
I want to know. I want a number. Was it?
Oh, you go real basic.
Yeah, I
You're
wanna-
like, give me number 6.
I want a number
large,
1,
with a Coke.
animal style, no tomato, extra crispy fries.
Oh, In and Out. Okay.
In
Their
and Out.
fries aren't that good.
They're
In and
nice.
out's over.
They don't
Overdone.
travel well. That's their
Mm-mm.
problem too.
Yeah, they get
Mm.
soggy real quick.
No.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Freedom
what-
fries.
what-
Freedom fries. We
now
should have
that-
brought some freedom fries. That would have been great.
Got freedom fries. I could go for some French fries right now.
Oh.
This crap again.
Crinkly
Yeah.
fries. Yeah.
All right, guys. Without further ado, let's get into Indiana Jones 5. Let me pull up the little thingamabob.
You
Boom.
mean our Independence Day review?
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a nice.
look
pun.
at that.
That's good.
Independence Day.
That's your one for the.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
it.
gets
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Only time the camera's going to
Everybody
be
gets
on you for the
Look
rest of
at
the stream.
young Harrison Ford. Oh my-
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's-
got the.
That's
we got,
the real Harrison Ford right there.
Yeah.
Not the.
That's
You didn't like the shirtless.
Not the cartoon version that we saw last night.
Yeah. Oh man.
So, who wants to start this? You guys want me to start this? So we went to go see it.
Yeah,
I can't find my mouse.
are
on
you
my
the
freaking
host?
thing.
You're the
Kadish,
host.
your mouse on this computer is horrendous.
Yeah.
Oh, there
that
it
thing
is.
is awful.
Found it. Okay,
The
we're
weird
good.
little ball
Oh
for
God,
the thumb.
get rid of it. It is.
Oh, he's got
Terrible.
a track
Oh.
ball. No, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
It's-
Anyway,
It's the best mouse ever.
no, it's not.
It is. It's the best mouse
It's
ever.
ergonomically.
He's got 2 of them.
incorrect.
He's got that one. He's got one in there.
Hey, the man's got a preference.
All right, Indy 5. Vader, I'm going to start with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts on the movie. And
Oh my
before we
God.
dive into like the story, just
Uh-huh.
give me your walkout thoughts.
My walkout thoughts were it was just a lot of chase scenes.
Hmm.
Chase scene after chase scene. That's what my wife thought too. She goes, "Does Indiana Jones always have 12 chase scenes in one movie?" I go, "No, usually like 1, maybe 2 good ones, and you know, then there's like actual story in between."
Mhm.
That movie was
Right.
too long.
And this movie was just one chase scene set piece after another. It was atrocious.
I want
My-
you to read the super chat.
I'm Vader level drunk. Hashtag vacay. That is, I love you, dude. That is from our redheaded daft.
She paid
Yeah.
her own podcast to say
She
that.
really did $1.99 from Jude.
$1.99.
That's amazing.
All right, continue on.
So my wife was with me last night when we all went, right? Halfway through the movie, well, no, about 30 minutes into the movie, she looked at me. She goes, how long is this movie? I'm like, oh God, here it goes. And I go, it's 2.5 hours. And she goes, what? And I was surprised you guys didn't hear it. And she got pissed, immediately got pissed off because it was a 2.5 hour.
Oh, I could feel the anger, dude. It was like a forced disturbance. I'm sitting here. Vader's wife is right next to me, and then Vader's on the other side of her. When I heard him say 2.5 hours, and I was like, it was like, oh, it got cold around me. I was like, oh my God. I look over and she was.
It would be different if it was a 2.5 entertaining movie.
I kind of tricked her into going.
Why would you do that?
Because I was gonna go with you guys. I thought it was just gonna be me and Alex. The start, that was the original plan. And then he sends me a text and he goes, "Hey man, I'm bringing the wife and Natalie and Chris are gonna come along
Nadia,
too."
not
Nadia.
Natalie.
Oh God, you scared? I thought I mispronounced your name.
What did I say?
Natalie. It's
Natalie.
okay.
Nadia.
It
Oh my
is
God.
literally the most common one
It's
she
the
gets.
So I
inside
said-
joke with your parents.
And I said,
too.
Nadia and Chris are coming
That's
with me
perfect.
too. And I go, I guess I'm going stag. And she goes, I go, will you please come with me? I'll buy you another ticket. And she goes, okay, but just because I love you. And it's like, okay, fine, good. Because I didn't want to be that dude. I didn't want to be the third wheel. I didn't
I've
know.
been fine being a
No,
sandwich
no,
between you and Chris.
Whoa,
That's fine.
that's-
I
Whoa,
mean-
whoa.
Hey now,
Whoa.
my
That's-
mother is watching.
Sorry,
That's
sorry, Dad, if you're watching.
That is for a different podcast.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a different streaming service.
Yes. Yeah.
That's for kick.
That's for Chatterbait or
Okay.
or Kick probably. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But
But I was when
she was not happy. She was not happy. And about halfway through, she goes, I just want to leave.
Mm.
This movie is terrible. This is the worst movie we've seen in ages. And I go, yeah, you're right. But we were kind of called to the floor. We have to finish this movie. I knew what this movie was going in. I was completely spoiled. I knew what was going to happen.
Oh, you
ahead of
spoiled
time.
yourself?
Oh yeah, I watched.
Oh,
I
man.
avoided
I watched
it.
Nerdrotic's review.
Oh,
I mean, it was great. Check it out. It's spot on.
Mm.
Spot on. But yeah, I knew what was going to happen, and I didn't care. I just knew I had to go hang out with my friends and suffer through this abysmal piece of shit movie. And I had to just see what they did to my boy, Indy.
I loved that
And
dog.
it was a rough movie, and James Mangold lied to us. He did not do Indy right, and it was awful. So that's my initial thought.
Okay, all right, Chris.
So-
I'm gonna toss the baton to you next. What were your walking out thoughts
Well,
on
I
this
mean,
movie?
to tag on into that, all the villains think they're the heroes of their own story.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have that going. But I mean, I think I could really sum this up pretty easy. Exactly what I told you guys. No fluff, no lie here. I legitimately fell asleep for like 5 to 10 minutes during the climax.
Yeah.
It was just boring and long.
Mm.
And I mean, Harrison Ford was just not at his prime anymore, and it was kind of just a phone into me and just a little money grab, and I was okay taking that nap. That's really how I felt about the movie.
You did fall asleep.
I did.
You fell
Yeah,
asleep?
yeah.
I know.
he
I
did.
actually fell
What?
asleep. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was a kid
Oh.
when I walked out. I actually fell asleep.
Oh wow, I thought you were just messing with me.
No,
Mm-mm.
literally from the last thing I remember. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Was going to be when Archimedes kind of walks up to him after the Roman soldier catches.
That's at the end of the movie.
Oh, I know. That's how boring I thought
What?
it was. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I,
All right.
and I woke up right before the end of that.
Indiana Jones.
Well, let's get to Nadia next. Hold on. Nadia.
Oh, I hated this movie. I hated it from start to finish. Indiana Jones holds a special
Me too.
Yep.
place for me because it's one of the first IPs my dad introduced me to as a
Mhm.
kid.
Mhm.
It was Indiana Jones, Star Wars 4, 5, and 6, and The Exorcist. I don't know why, but that's the way he decided the order. But
Your dad's pretty cool.
yeah. Oh, my
That's cool,
dad.
Dad.
Yeah. Superman movies, all the old school stuff. And Temple of Doom was my first Indiana Jones movie, and I loved it. And this movie was just garbage from start to finish. It made me angry that I wasted my time watching this movie.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Remember that. Next time you give her free tickets.
Yeah. Sorry.
Jeez.
I feel like I owe Crystal Skull an apology.
Really?
Oh my
God.
Oh, I don't know if I'm quite that
No,
far.
I
don't
would
know.
rather go back and watch Crystal Skull again than this movie ever again.
Okay, first
Wow.
off, we don't say that word.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
sorry.
movie doesn't exist.
In the
That's
I
a-
know. I
Okay.
am for one that there's only three
Yeah.
Indiana
Okay.
Jones
That-
movies.
That's the
There will
correct
always
answer.
only be 3 Indiana Jones movies. But yes, no, I thought this movie was hot garbage.
It was.
Okay, so for me, I wanted to like this movie so badly. I did not want to believe the things that I was hearing. I didn't go in spoiled. I think I watched a non-spoiler Jeremy Johns review, and Jeremy Johns is kind of my barometer. Like, I know I line up 99% of the time with him. So if I watch a non-spoiler review from him and it says, oh, it's actually a pretty good time, I had fun with it, I was like, okay, that's probably what I'm going into. He didn't like this movie either. And I was like, oh, God dang it, man, come on. Give me something. Give me something. I wanted to like it so bad. I've heard rumors. I heard people saying like, oh, the first 15 minutes is actually, what are you doing?
I know. I thought that was going to be me.
Oh, man. It scared me.
Listen, I do that all the time.
The first 15 minutes is actually pretty fun. It feels like an old school Indiana Jones, but I hated the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That freaking face swap technology is just not good.
The de-aging.
The de-aging
there.
stuff.
You know, it could have hooked me if he didn't open his mouth. Like Chris and I were talking about it. If he just a quiet indie that didn't say anything,
that would have been
maybe it
weird,
would have
though.
been fine.
That would have been weird.
He looked fine
until he opened his mouth.
until he spoke.
And then the
then
teeth are weird.
And then you get old man Harrison Ford.
And the
coming through.
voice. Yeah, the voice was the old man Harrison Ford, which I'm like, okay, well, I mean, cool, Harrison Ford, but also he's 40 years younger in this scene, and he sounds like a graveled old man.
Yeah.
It just didn't match. The dead like doll eyes that he had throughout the whole scenes. And there was one scene in particular where my wife and I were sitting there and we started laughing because of how bad it was. Is when that one quick scene where he jumps on top of the train.
I heard you guys. Yeah.
And it looks like a PlayStation 2 video game, like ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. And I'm like, is that Mario? What is happening right now? That's not how people run.
Right.
It reminds me of
It was his old man shuffle.
movies they project for rides at Disney, like something you would in waiting in line, or you're in the ride and they're projecting it on a screen or something.
What Chris just said is profound, because they're de-aging Indiana Jones, but you can tell the scenes where Harrison was in there because he walked and ran like an old man. And you can see it's just all bow-legged and it's like
it's the same thing that happened.
He's just old.
It's the same thing that happened when they did the Irishman with DH De Niro, and you're like, he's like 40 years old, he's hobbling around like he's 80. Like, this just doesn't work. Stop doing the de-aging thing, guys. It just doesn't sell it. We're not there yet.
I feel like they would have been better off.
Like, by all means, keep trying, but it's just not. It did not sell me. That first 15 minutes was it was hard to watch.
They would have been better off just using a stunt double and then putting his face on the stunt
I
double.
thought that's what they would do.
But I could tell at some points it was him.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would do that, because I think it would have been better. Get a younger guy that looks closer to what he looks like, CGI on the face,
like they did with Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One.
Yeah, they got the younger actor.
You know, and even that didn't look quite right.
You know what made me laugh?
It was when he spoke. You could still tell it was animated.
Yeah.
They de-aged him so badly, but who's the villain? What's his name?
Mads Mikkelsen.
It was definitely like makeup de-aging.
Yeah. They
make him a little
digital
younger.
makeup him. Yeah,
a little bit.
That wasn't that bad, because the guy doesn't look that old.
He's
anyway.
not that old to begin with.
I didn't mind that.
His hair annoyed me.
There's another thing that like people were really down. I've heard some comments online, like Twitter and stuff. Not that really super matters, but I just want to address it because it was something that was on my mind. Is like bringing back the Nazis as the bad guys. I don't understand any criticism that comes from that. I'm like 100%. You need to have the Nazis as the bad guys in the Indiana Jones movie.
Listen,
and if you need to travel through time to make it happen, go for it.
I think my favorite part of the movie, and I don't really know why, but was that towards the end, right before they were getting on the plane, okay, to go back to the time fisher, and they all got into their Nazi gear.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all suiting up.
I'm like, oh.
And the music started going. You got the John Williams.
I'm okay. I was like,
this is an Indiana
we got
Jones
our
movie.
Nazis back. It's like, we got our villains here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and you know, I don't like Nazis running around in suits. I want my
Nazis. You can't tell they're Nazis.
I want Nazis to have their SS badges on. You know
He's
what I mean?
Fold Aldo Rain over here.
Are we gonna get in trouble because we're saying the in?
Oh, I don't know. Are we? Maybe.
I mean, it's part of the movie. But it's the main villain. What are you gonna say?
I don't think Google's gonna care. We're probably screwed. I guess we got to say Yahtzee from now on.
Yahtzee.
You know, I really like their Yahtzee uniforms.
Too late,
because it was interesting. You know, where they suited up, because we're going to go back to 1939 and change the world. You know, it's like cool concept, and they had to get ready and everything. It was just it's like okay, that's I don't know why I like that, but it was just like it kind of just got me in the mood for what they're trying to do.
Is it me, or is the last two of them crossing the line with Matt? Because I feel like the first three always had a gray area where you thought magic was real, kind of like it was right there on the line. And I feel this one and the last one, aliens are real, time travel is available.
Right? Yeah.
It just completely destroys the magic behind Indiana Jones for me.
So I have a thought about that because I've been thinking about this too. Like, what makes the first three so special? Even though personally, and I know I'm going to catch a lot of crap for this, but Temple of Doom is not my favorite one. My favorite is Last Crusade. Raiders of the Lost Ark is freaking perfect. It's the perfect movie.
The best movie.
But
ever.
that like religious aspect to it, the faith aspect to it, has a certain humanity that like can connect people from all over the place, all over the world. Everybody has that thing, that piece of faith that makes you think something that could happen that's impossible. When they do Aliens, it's more sci-fi. It's less mythological, not mythological. What is it? Mythological.
Yeah.
It's less mythological and more science fiction. And that's kind of the same thing with this one. Although you were talking to me about the actual real dial, Archimedes dial that was found. It's a fascinating piece of like archaeological find.
But that's what it's always been about history, the power of faith. You know, there's always a line that's never been crossed with the first three. And I feel that this one in Crystal Skull just took away the magic of it.
I mean, the real Antikythera device is to me, it's a relic left over from a prior civilization before ancient Greece.
So we're getting into ancient aliens.
Dude, if they had,
we are. But that's what that's left over from to me. But you know, that's a whole other podcast. It was aliens, but I don't believe it was aliens. I just believe I just believe there was more advanced cultures around before.
You and I need to talk.
Years ago. So
I do want to say though, I think that there is something to be said about switching it from like a religious thing, which everybody knows in today's culture, religion is like on the outs. Nobody wants to talk about religion.
If they had stuck with the Spear of Destiny as the main relic in this thing,
Jesus, the spear that swings,
it would have been way
different.
It would have flowed with the first three. Like you skip over Crystal Skull and then it would have flowed.
I don't
with the
need
first three.
interdimensional aliens.
I don't need time travel. I don't need time travel.
In Indy.
No.
I thought it, as a concept, I thought it was really interesting. And if it was played right, I think it could have been really, really good. I was on board with the Archimedes dial. I was like, okay, this could be kind of fun. This could be cool. I was giving every ounce of myself to make this movie fun and good. And I was like, please give me something to work with. And there's little things peppered in throughout where I'm like, yeah, this is freaking an indie movie. Cool. And then they almost always undercut themselves. With Phoebe Waller-Bridge doing something, disrespecting indie or something like that. She was the main reason why.
She's such a girl boss.
I mean, and my wife said, she's like, you know, for the time it might be kind of fitting, you know, this is like the sexual revolution. You're talking about going into the 70s. Like there could be a reason to have a female character like that, but God, did they just not make her likable at all?
No.
They went
but look at
out
the
of their
other
way.
female characters in the first three. They were all
Marion Ravenwood's awesome.
Girl boss type. Well, maybe not all three, but you know
Temple
what I mean?
of Doom was awful.
But I'm saying they were you know, strong women, but you know, they balanced with indie, the femininity and stuff.
Kate Capshaw was atrocious
and
in the second movie.
Oh God, she just shrieks the entire time.
I feel like that's more like a father-son type of movie between the two of them, Indie and Short Round.
Maybe.
That gets into my.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second.
Yeah.
Let's keep talking about the movie before we get into how we would fix it. You want to talk about the title card?
Oh, that title card was awful. I hated that.
Tell me about it. You can spoil it. Go ahead.
That title card just looked like somebody just went, "Oh, we need a title card."
I kind of feel like
the coolest font.
Yeah. No, I mean, it matches the font from the original movie, but I'm like, they didn't know where to put it.
Yeah.
It was like in the middle of a scene where there's actually things going on. And I'm like, well, get the shit out of my face. I'm trying to watch something. Whereas if you look at some of the older movies, especially Raiders, we just saw on the screen, like there's nothing happening on the screen. It zooms up to the mountain and then you get Raiders of the Lost Ark. And it's like it's in plain sight.
But even the font, look at the font between the three of them in that movie. We were
Is it different?
pulling it up a little bit different.
It's a pinch different.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was different. I thought it was the same.
For me, well, I looked it up on Google, so
it's different. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Whatever.
Somebody in the chat check me.
The internet is always right.
Yeah, the internet is always right.
Yeah, you have to believe everything you see on the internet.
Yes. No, it just annoyed me. Same thing with you. The placement of it is just okay. The whole time I was there, is this movie over? Is this movie over?
Wasn't it?
This movie was too long.
It was too long. I'm trying to think what else I can say about it. So like I said, I was just really trying to go into this, trying to find stuff to like.
You didn't like shirtless Harrison? How old is he now?
He was 79.
He was 78
when he made this
movie. You didn't like shirtless 78-year-old Harrison Ford?
Well, they did that on purpose to make us know that he was old,
a fragile old man.
Fragile old man.
Well, he's 79. So I want to pose this question to you guys because I've heard arguments about this, and I kind of like. I can see how you would argue that. Like, if you want to do a movie with a hero that's been around for 2 generations now worth of kids growing up, and you want to address the fact that he's getting older, how do you do it without pointing out the fact that he's older? Like there was one scene in particular where he was crawling up a rock face. There's a 79-year-old man crawling up a rock face, and he's going a little slow. The young fit, chick was like, "Hey, why are you slowing down?" He's like, "I'm fucking old. I'm tired."
Why do you think?
That to me, that one moment was like, "Oh, that makes sense." He's crawling up a freaking rock face. He's 80 years old. He's gonna be a little slow. I completely get it. I didn't have a problem with that scene. The problem was when she would undercut all of his knowledge about our history.
History, yeah.
That's when I got irritated with her like overstepping Indy. And there goes into how I would fix the movie is that dynamic between the two of them.
But I feel they utilized him being old as the butt of a lot of jokes that just sometimes went a little too far.
He's old and
there's no respect for him. No,
Phoebe Waller-Bridge is I am woman, hear me roar. And it's just like I don't care.
I'm all about a potential strong female character taking over eventually. Like
no.
Not taking over, but I would be okay if she was written well, if she earned it in a sense, not just she's perfect right off the bat. But she knows everything.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Isn't it called the Mary Sue effect
all
or something?
These characters that we have coming out in these movies these days,
they're perfect.
We have no problem with women, but they're not earning it. They're just perfect from the get go.
I'm amazing. Let me show how much better I am, and and like what you're saying, I'm going to undercut you. I'm going to make you like a fool. And it was like a rampant disrespect to our childhoods.
Mary Sue syndrome, right?
Yeah, I think I feel if they are going to make an Indiana Jones movie, they should have done a prequel with a younger guy. And I mean, Harrison should have just stepped down.
That's going to be a hard sell for me.
I have no problem with old Harrison Ford. Look at that handsome son
of a bitch right there. Look at that. Look at him on this.
Maybe if they respected him throughout the movie or respected the character and stuff. Like I felt like, if it was up to her, she would have put him in an old folks' home and just left him there.
Well, she locked him in that freaking that warehouse or whatever when he escaped. It's like, sorry, Andy, there's people with guns after us, but I'm going to lock you in.
Her
Peace.
For only redeeming moment is when she reaches in to rescue him from the eels. I'm like, it's too late, too little, too late for me. I do
want to say, because I know we talked about how busy this movie is. Like, there's just like chasing after chasing,
too much of it.
Way too much chase scenes. Like, I think they probably could have cut most, if not all, of the Moon Day Parade cut scene or chase scene. That could have been completely gone, if not shortened extensively. I will say, once they got done with the fight scene with the little truck thing, and they were going through the town, that was too long. If they could have cut like maybe 4 or 5 minutes off of that, I think it would have been fine. It was a fun cut scene, fun chase scene. When they got to the boat with Antonio Banderas, that was part of my favorite part of the movie because it finally took a breath, and it finally was like, okay, now this is what we're gonna do. And I was like, oh, finally, we got to the freaking movie. Here's the plot.
The boat scene,
the beginning of the boat scene when they meet Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas.
Not the part of the boat scene where she outdoes Indy with her knowledge of history. That irritated the crap out of me. But like the scene where they're hanging out on the boat and they're talking about what they're gonna do next, and we're gonna go down to this ship and we're gonna go find this thing that's buried underneath the ground.
She definitely projects daddy.
I wish they would have just cut that 20 minutes of the movie out.
The boat scene?
Yeah, it was stupid as fuck.
You didn't like the scuba gear thing?
Dumb.
Oh, I thought it was fun. It was different. I've never seen Indy do something like that.
I think the chase scene, I would agree with you, should have been cut down and maybe more boat.
Oh yeah.
More character stuff with the boat.
More character development. And the fiance thing, that annoyed the hell out of me. The fiance
that was not needed at all. No. Why was that even in there?
Left field.
Because it's to make her seem like she's desirable.
Is that what it is?
It must be. That's the only conclusion I can come to, that this guy is just because she's an amazing woman and
he's like chasing her around town, like screaming her name.
Don't shoot her.
Like Finn from Force Awakens. Ray!
I kept on waiting for her to scream droid rights.
Is that the same chick?
Yeah.
It is?
Same chick.
Oh god, I didn't know that. Oh.
Droids have feelings too.
Oh no.
But yeah, the boat scene when they get to meet Antonio Banderas and they're hanging out and they're talking, that was like,
it took me a second to realize who that was.
My wife too. She's like, he sounds like Puss in Boots. I'm like, he is Puss in Boots.
I turned to myself, is that Zorro?
I think you mean Zorro or El Mariachi.
Yeah, El Mariachi. Is it? Yeah. Well, my wife never seen any of those movies, but she's seen a Puss in Boots movie.
I've actually heard Puss in Boots is
the new one.
The Last Wish is really good. I hear.
I've heard that too.
I need to watch it. I might do a watch party.
Is that the one where the wolf is like death or something like that?
I don't know. We have it queued up, but we just haven't we haven't watched it. I hear it's really, really good. Maybe it's a good palate cleanse.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'm always in for a good Antonio Banderas.
Here's a chat, not a super chat, but I'm gonna show it.
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you all for watching this on my behalf, so I won't have to suffer like you guys did. You are very welcome, Nomi. It's like I said earlier, we kind of had to waste our money on
Let's
this one.
here we got a super chat just popped in. Go ahead, pull that up.
From Fluffy Panda, $5. Thank you, sir. YouTube just now told me you were on. They could have gone the young indie route, or I don't know, write an original idea, new original character. God forbid. By the way, BT, what is BT?
Goonies. By the way, something Goonies.
Goonies.
I don't know. Goonies.
Yeah.
Chris has never seen the Goonies.
Oh,
I didn't see it as a kid, and I tried to watch it as an adult. And the nostalgia's not there. You can't do it.
It just doesn't. Yeah. No, it's just because the movie's terrible and it doesn't hold up.
I get it.
I like it. Well, because I saw it as a kid.
Because you saw it as a kid.
Yeah.
If you watch it as an adult, it doesn't hold up.
I think it's the same thing with The Labyrinth too. Because I saw it as a kid, enjoyed it. He did not.
Yeah, probably.
But I was able to sit through The Labyrinth. I could not.
Oh, The Shining too. The Shining is like one of my favorite movies I saw as a kid. Way too young. And we saw it one Halloween, and Chris goes, either I'm just too smart or too dumb to understand what's going on in this movie.
But at least the Goonies had a.
I'm watching you, Fluffy Panda. At least, how dare you?
At least the Goonies had a short round in it, which is which is cool.
Thanks.
Okay, so I want to mention a couple other scenes in this movie. Let me see if I can think. Okay, so I want to talk about a dropped plot line in this movie that they just did not remember that they wrote. So we get the female black CIA agent in the beginning of the movie, and she realizes that her fellow CIA agents are just massacring people left and right for no reason.
They're Yahtzees.
She calls him out on it, right? She's like, "Hey, you can't freaking do that stuff, man!" And then she just kind of like forgets and goes along for the ride.
She's only in the movie for equity and
Alex,
inclusion.
That sounds like the CIA.
And then she's like, yeah, I know, right? If they really want to lean on Operation Paperclip, that would have been freaking cool as hell. Really cool. They kind of like dabbled in it, but I'm like, yeah, lean harder into that.
You were close, Vader. She's in for diversity, inclusion, and
equity. Yeah, because we want to be able.
She could die.
We want to be able to like maybe get an Oscar award for this movie.
Oh yeah.
So we have to put some people of color in this thing.
But like the waiter too, the guy who brought in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did he kill him too, or
no?
Did he just bounce?
They were just rude or racist to him or something.
Because they're Nazis.
Yeah.
And I forget we have as Mr. Nerdrotic said, we have Shorterer Randerer.
Oh, that kid.
And the kid. In
the movie. Feel so bad for that kid. Listen, man, if you're gonna be in a movie, have your people like show you how to do the eyebrow thing and just be
wax it.
He's got that 12-year-old mustache.
Oh, and nobody wants to discuss the fact that a 12-year-old killed a grown-ass man and just like completely phased.
I'm pretty sure Short Round killed some people in that movie, didn't he?
No, but I'm saying in this movie,
he
like locked the guy underwater and just nothing after adios. Like, see you later, dude.
No, good for him.
Yeah,
kill that guy.
You've killed the guy.
I mean, if I was that
old.
kid in that situation, I would probably do that.
Yeah, but I'm saying there was no emotional after fact to it.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's Nazi murder. You don't have
I hope your kids don't watch this.
Listen, if some big Nazi is chasing you down trying to kill you, it's okay to defend yourself.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm just saying in general, killing another human being at 12 years old.
Jude is continually paying her own podcast.
I know, right?
Is Chris wearing a Caps jersey in Vegas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hockey team?
No, it's a Captain America jersey.
Oh, okay.
It's Independence Day,
show
Jude.
Your hat. Wait, let's see your hat. He's got a Knight's hat on.
Oh, okay.
It's actually lightsabers.
Yeah,
redeemed.
We're good. That's actually really cool.
Anyway, back to the CIA agent lady. So they went through this whole hubbub where somebody framed Indy for the murder of his two fellow coworkers at the college, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then the black lady is the only one who kind of knew that he was innocent. They kill her less than halfway through the movie, and then he just goes back to New York and everything's fine. Like, they completely dropped her entire plot line of the black CIA lady who is like chasing down Indy with these Nazis. They just forgot. They were just like,
you want another half hour of this movie?
That's
what it would have
That's
taken
what the ending of this movie was like. Well, we don't really have another half hour runtime, so we're just gonna hurry this back up.
We don't need this thing to be 3 hours long. So.
I just figured they resolved that while I was asleep.
Oh God, that was the worst narrative cop out I've ever seen at an end of a movie. Like, hey, we're 2,000 years in the past. We have a broken down airplane to get out of here. we're just gonna knock him out. We'll be fine.
My thing is, why was he even framed for the murders anyway? Why wasn't he just a missing person? I mean, look at the room. They knocked around all this stuff.
Yeah.
Why would they assume a 70-year-old man has just murdered 2 of his?
Because
they didn't think about it.
They didn't write it good. It was poor narration.
I mean, was DNA back then because he left blood on the?
Well, that wasn't his blood
either.
It was the lady's blood. Yeah.
And he did leave a thumbprint with his fingerprint on it, in the blood. On
sure,
the
yeah.
I feel they could have just completely
and then he signed it right next to it.
Yes,
I think
not even framed him, nothing, just bypass it. They wouldn't even needed to added that part.
No, there's no reason to have that.
Yeah, just continue with the story. That's it.
Just
or whatever they were trying to do.
The Nazis killed a few people, and they went about their mission. Like, it's sad and he was sad when he saw him.
Yeah,
because he worked with them. But like after that point, that little plot line, like the he's wanted,
it made no sense.
It didn't matter.
Hey, you know that one Nazi?
Yeah,
he was really big.
He was a big dude. There's always one big
really
dude.
Yeah.
They really like to show us how big he was.
Like
he
the
was
mountain,
really strong,
almost.
really strong, really big.
Well, that's the thing. That goes back to Raiders. Indy always ends up fighting some huge, abnormally big dude.
He didn't fight him,
but he didn't fight him.
Oh yeah, that made me upset too.
And
I get it, but
I feel
he still could have
done something. Outsmarted him,
right?
Yeah.
Did you guys notice with the plane with the propellers? They really showed us the propellers when we were walking around the plane.
That was part of the plot line of Archimedes. He had propellers on his grave.
Looked like
yeah.
Oh, what's his name? Who was the main villain?
Mads.
Played.
I have no idea. I don't know what his name is.
I feel like they waste him.
Bad guy.
Any IP I've seen, they wasted.
Who, Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah, they wasted him in the Fantastic Beasts. They wasted him here in Indiana Jones.
He's like the guy. It's like, hey, we need a generic bad guy that's going to be mostly not super memorable for this movie. So who are we going to cast? Oh, Mikkelsen.
I like him. I like Hannibal.
He was in Doctor
was
Strange
great.
2.
He was in Rogue One too as well.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
I feel like they waste him. I personally think he's talented. I think they could put him in better roles.
He's your fill-in bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
We need a stoic Nazi. Let's get Mads Mikkelsen.
I want a movie with Qui-Gon Jinn.
Liam Neeson
and Mads Mikkelsen as the bad guy.
Don't we already have a movie with those two in it? I feel like we should.
Why don't they just this is blasphemy. Redo The Fugitive and then place those two in those
that'd be
roles.
cool.
Yeah. Instead of Tommy Lee Jones and Harrison Ford, right? Yeah.
Nadia, people are talking about our glasses reflecting the set. Hey guys, I'm not hiding anything. If you want to see the set, here's the set.
Yeah,
there's Fat Cam.
Look, we have tissues and drinks. There's no hiding going on here.
I can take them off.
I just was vibing today. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Your makeup is on point.
Oh, thank you.
That is my wife.
She was so nervous. Nadia was so nervous when we started this thing. I'm nervous. I'm gonna be on
We're
camera.
normally auto and listen.
I got this.
I'm a troll on Twitter, so I didn't want people to get the worst.
Oh well, you're out there now.
Yeah.
I'm also the salty troll.
You're out there.
Are you?
Yeah, on our Discord, you changed it to salty troll.
Oh, I did. I did change that.
That's you.
Yeah. People. Yeah, I don't want to get myself.
Hey, can I fix this movie?
Give me 1 second. We got a super sticker from Big Rod. What's up, dude? Super sticker for 199. Oh, it's Canadian. No, I'm kidding. Thank you so much, sir, for the 199. Appreciate it. Okay, so do you want to get into the how we would change it to make it better?
I do.
Go pitch it.
I can fix it.
Pitch me your Indy 5 idea.
I would delete it. That's what I would do.
I never would have done it.
You can't delete it.
I would have Batgirl it. That's
but
what
I think we can fix it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm interested to hear. Chris has an idea too, but I
think we all have ideas.
I think what you do with the old Indy is you make a movie more about family.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm following.
So and I'm totally okay with Shia LaBeouf's Mutt character getting whacked in Vietnam. I don't like his character. I don't like Shia LaBeouf. I didn't like Mutt. Fine. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Out. But there's a character out there in Indiana Jones who he kind of already had a son, right?
Yeah. All right. Now I'm following.
Right?
Okay.
His name's Short Round.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened to Short Round after Temple of Doom. So I have this thought to where the first 20 minutes of the movie, like we had in this movie, is a flashback scene. You can de-age and do whatever. And we go back to Indy's last adventure with Short Round. And we end up whatever that adventure can be. It could be something you can tie into Spear of Destiny or whatever. It doesn't matter with it.
Well, typically with an indie movie, the beginning, the opening scene doesn't have anything to do with the overall movie. It's just like a starter.
But the end of the epilogue what's the epilogue? Prologue. Is that what's
I think? I don't know. Ask Kadish. Oh wait, he's not here.
Prologue's front, epilogue's back.
Yeah. Okay, so the ending of the first part of this movie is Indy and Short Round separating, and what happens is Indy, they find like Short Round's long lost uncle or something, that is because his parents are dead or whatever, and we fill in some gaps, and Short Round reluctantly doesn't want to go, but Indy makes him go back to his family. Okay, and what we don't know is that his family are kind of shitty. They're kind of shitty, and Short Round grows up resenting Indiana Jones for forcing him to go back to his family, and he goes down a wrong path, and he goes down the similar path that like Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character does. He never loses his lust for adventure, but he gets twisted because his like uncle's a shitbag or something, and we make his uncle like the big bad of the movie. Okay, and what we learned is like Short Round's like going through life, and he's the one doing the black market antiquities auctions and this kind of stuff. And the movie it turns into Short Round's redemption arc and Indy accepting him back in his family as replacement for Mutt, who he lost.
Like a surrogate son.
Like a surrogate son, surrogate father kind of thing. And then at the end of the movie, they can reconcile and everything kind of goes happily ever after. We get our reunion we want. We get to fill in some backstory with Short Round and Indy. We learn a little bit more about him. And then we get what everybody wants. And Ke-Huy Quan, is that his name? Can fill in the Indy role if we want a new movie or a new TV show on Disney Plus in the future. And all of us old school people are like, okay, that's fine. That's what we wanted to begin with.
Nadia looks so unimpressed.
I am that I would watch that. That to me, that's an Oscar-winning movie right there.
You know,
that's an Oscar-winning Indiana Jones movie.
And you don't really have to change the story from this movie to that a whole heck of a lot. There's a lot of the similar themes.
This makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How hard is that for a fucking guy like James Mangold to comprehend? When I did it in 5 minutes on my drive home from work or from the movie last night, how would I make this movie better?
But this is not the Disney way, Vader.
It's nonsense. And I'm just a moron. And you know, if I can come up with something like that I think we all would watch, why is it so complicated for actual professional writers and filmmakers to do this?
Because they're professionals. They know better than you.
Because
how dare you?
They don't have a love of this stuff. I feel this generation of writing just they don't put heart or passion into it. It's just
it gets Kaliman.
It's like
there's no heart.
We're gonna put a bunch of bullshit, fucking set piece car chases together and make a nonsense movie.
It's also paying attention.
So
people
annoying.
Don't pay attention any. It's always like what's the next quick thing I can get people to pay attention to on screen instead of being involved in the story and seeing it develop out on screen.
I think you guys are missing the idea that the actor who plays Short Round, what was his name again?
He's in a resurgence right now.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
When
this movie was being filmed, he was not.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to us, but it matters to the studios. They're like, well, we could get Short Round back, and he's like, he's not going to put butts in seats. Because they're just looking at him as an actor.
This is an Indiana Jones movie. It doesn't matter who's in this movie except for Harrison Ford.
I'm just telling you what I think the studios think.
Alex, you know, and I know that she's not putting butts in
his wife
seats.
back
We were in the theater. There was nobody there.
Oh, we should talk about that. Wait, are you just drinking straight out of the bottle?
Yeah, I mean, I would too if I was still drinking. I know I had a serious face because I was paying attention. No, this is a movie I would go see and I would recommend.
I think,
and that's a great. Like I would love to see that develop out. I don't know why every single movie now has to be replaced with someone
with a tall brunette
who
English
doesn't
woman
even fit the whole IP of it. I don't know.
I think having Short Round back is probably what most fans would have wanted. I think just as a nostalgia, even if you wanted to call it nostalgia bait, like, hey man,
I mean, can you imagine the ending of the prologue where Indy is forcing him to go with his family and he doesn't want to. It's for the best, kid. You got to go.
Yeah, he's not going to take care of a kid.
It's like sending that animal free that it needs to go back to the wild.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
What's the movie that we really liked that he was?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That movie was great.
And then Short Round grows up just resenting the shit out of Indiana Jones because he stuck him in his life with this shitty uncle. And and it's just
he goes by Illinois Johnson.
Whatever. It could be anything. It's just I don't know. It just
I could see where you're going with that. Chris, do you have a fix?
No,
my fix is a little bit more it's kind of more of a broad thing. Obviously, easy answer. I just wouldn't have done it. But follow that up with I mentioned to you last night at the theater. I think we could almost take this like a James Bond route. Harrison Ford's too old. Maybe you just get a couple of movies, and then from that point on, we look for the next James Bond. We get a Chris Pratt. They argue for whoever, and instead they're trying to force in
Chris Pine too could probably do it.
I wouldn't hate that.
I'm gonna jump over this table and punch you in the face.
Yeah.
No, that's a hard sell for me. Like Indy is Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is Indy.
Eventually, when he passes, what do you want them just not to make any more movies?
Yes. Just stop.
Would you be open to like a prequel, like Young Indy?
Well, that's already been done.
I know.
TV show.
I know.
That's already been done. So they've done the prequel. They've got Harrison throughout his entire life from his 30s to his 80s. We're done.
I don't think we'll see another Indiana Jones movie.
It's okay to retire a character and make a new one.
Disney's lost too much money on this. I don't think we're going to see anything.
Well, there's only one person that can play Indiana Jones.
Harrison Ford.
And that's Harrison Ford.
I know.
But here's what Disney needs to do.
It's a shame he stopped.
After 3.
Actually,
right.
I think of all the movies, especially of not of all the movies, but of the two that we don't, the one that we don't discuss, and this one, I think this
Crystal
one,
Skull.
he phoned it in less in this one than he did in the movie that doesn't exist. I feel like there was that scene where he was talking about Mutt and how like I would go back in time and save my son. Like I felt that scene.
Sure,
I was like, okay, it was good. I think Harrison brought it as far as an actor goes. He did his best. He loves this character. I don't have any problem with Harrison in this movie. It's everything around him.
I don't think he loves this character as much as everyone assumes to, because I don't think he would have allowed. If he loved, look at what happened to most of his characters, all of it, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. I really don't think he really is as passionate about these characters as he says he
Didn't
is.
they even do something similar with Decker in Blade Runner?
I think so.
Crush the old broken
I haven't
man
seen
syndrome.
It. Yeah. I really don't. I think it's more of a ego thing where he doesn't want someone else to take up the mantle for it and upstage him on it. And I think that's more plays to this than him enjoying playing these characters. Maybe when he was younger, but I don't think now. I think it's more so like, I can do this. We don't need a young buck in this role. I can do this, the kind of deal.
Maybe.
I honestly just wish that these movie studios would go to the bookstore and find some new.
Oh, they do, man. These streaming services,
the Dresden Files.
The Dresden.
These streaming services go and find book IPs and make them into these terrible streaming shows, and everybody hates them.
And it's like
the Dresden Files.
I don't
or
feel
The
like
Witcher. Yeah,
I don't feel like these creators.
They have no heart in it. They don't care.
You've done the background of indie. There's so many things that go into that George Lucas and Steven Spielberg and them that put into a movie, a character like Indy.
It was all movies that they grew up watching
because they're passionate about it.
Yeah. Well, they like for Indiana Jones specifically, Spielberg looked at old Zorro films from the 30s and 40s, and specifically a movie called Secret of the Incas or Shadow of the Incas or something like that with Charlton Heston.
Looks just like Indiana.
Literally Indiana Jones. Yeah. He's got the fedora, he's got the leather jacket, he's got the satchel, it's Indiana Jones. So like when they take inspiration from these movies and they go and they make them their own. They do what they loved growing up. Like, oh, I love those serial movies, the adventure shows like Zorro when I was growing up. I'm going to make a movie about it. Nowadays, I feel like them just trying to like keep these franchises alive is to the detriment of this new generation who might want to come up and say, I loved Indiana Jones. I can't do Indiana Jones, but I can do my own version and maybe it's good. Maybe it's better. Maybe this generation loves this version of what Indiana Jones inspired. It doesn't have to be
Indiana
Jones.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this 60, 70-year-old franchise that they just keep milking to death.
I think
make something new.
I think something off of that would be what's the Matthew McConaughey treasure hunter movie? Sahara.
Sahara.
I'm sure it was influenced. I'm sure it was
I love
influenced.
that. Hey, I like that movie.
But to your point, when they did the original Indies, looking back at all these old films and bringing things they grew up with, I think people nowadays just get the cliff notes. Like whoever wrote and directed this got the cliff notes of the first three, a little bit of Crystal Skull, and was like, okay, I kind of have an idea.
Yeah, I feel like unless you're like a Christopher Nolan, I think as a director, you're just kind of a placeholder.
Yeah,
like they just say, hey, you're going to be on the marquee. You can put your spin on it.
Well, I mean, look,
but the script's already written, everything's already done. Like, just go do your thing.
Look how they recycle directors so much out of projects.
It's like James Mangold went into this thing. It's like, okay, we're just gonna make we're gonna make a movie, and we're gonna put like 5 crazy Indiana Jones inspired chase scenes in it, and we're just gonna tie them together with a minimal amount of effort to go from one part of the movie to the other. But then we're going to piece them all together with a John Williams score.
Sure.
The John Williams score sounds great.
Yeah.
It was good. But it's the only thing in this movie.
It almost fools you into thinking it's an Indiana Jones movie.
Look at this. There's not one memorable shot in this movie for me.
No, and you're right.
The yellow filter they have been using on these Disney
hearing
movies
the music right now.
Is just awful. I don't know if somebody just decided to take a piss on it, but it looks awful.
There's no soul.
No,
to this movie.
The coloring looks off to me.
I said it earlier. It's been Kali Mod. They took the heart out of it.
They did. They absolutely did.
Save your money. Go see Mission Impossible.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait to go see Mission Impossible.
So
yeah, best part of that movie was the Mission Impossible.
I have only ever seen one Mission Impossible.
What? Which one?
Oh, you need to.
With Henry Cavill.
Oh, that was a dope one, though. That's a good one.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Well, that's my favorite.
You need to go back and watch them all, though.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna have a movie night. We're gonna watch them.
Oh, fantastic!
A night.
No,
no.
You need a movie weekend.
That's what I'm saying. Like every couple days, every couple days we'll watch one and stuff. It's never been on my radar to watch them.
I love
unless it's Henry Cavill.
Mission Impossible.
I love a good Mission Impossible. Okay, so you said you didn't have a fix.
I don't have a fix.
Like, don't do it.
I don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
I knew
if you have to do it, I want to see my story.
Yeah,
I would watch Vader's. I went in this movie. I avoided Twitter about it. I avoided Gary's video about it. I wanted to go in spoiler free. I just wanted to see, because I went into The Flash with spoilers. I enjoyed The Flash. I know I'm a unicorn on that one, but I don't find Vader's story makes sense. What they put on screen was hot garbage. I would not watch it again.
So I'm gonna say, Vader, you're the A game. That is how I think most fans would want to do it. I was playing in my head, like, how would I do this movie differently? How would I make this movie enjoyable? And I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but I did find there was a handful of gems in this movie where I was like, it could almost be freaking good. You're right there. You keep.
That must have been the times I went to the bathroom.
You keep undercutting yourself. I know. I get it. I'm on a hill by myself. I'm really, really trying to find things that I enjoyed about this, but it kept undercutting itself with the Phoebe Waller-Bridge stuff. But I was thinking, I'm watching this movie, and the drop plot line of the CIA agent, like, just get rid of Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character completely. Have the CIA lady be the main partner with Indy, so that way. She's already trained in guns. She's a CIA agent. She could do the rough and tough stuff if she needed to. And Indy could be the one who is an expert in the history. So if they're like, look, these guys are Operation Paperclip Nazis. We've got to stop them. They're looking for this device. I've never heard of it before. Do you know anything about it? Yes, I do. My friend went crazy trying to figure this thing out. I have a ton of information on that thing. Let's team up and stop these guys from doing what they're trying to do. And you could just have that character go along with Indy for the entire movie. She would be the fish out of water. She doesn't know anything about history. She's a CIA agent. And Indy could show off his knowledge over the decades of being an archaeologist and prove to him that he's still got it, because he's the one who knows, hey, this is this. We have to go to this city. We have to dig underneath this tomb. And meanwhile, she's over there, punching people and shooting guns and stuff, while Indy, at 80 years old, is doing more of the logical thinking things and going about his way. You could throw in some action scenes too. I'm not saying don't do that at all.
There
but
has to be a couple chase scenes. There used to be
He's
for
got to
sure.
use his whip.
Yeah, he's got to. Let him do the Indiana Jones stuff. But I'm saying, like, as a character, I'm like, you don't need Phoebe Waller-Bridge because she's so unlikable.
Right.
Make this black CIA lady super likable, super cool, and have them go team up to fight Nazis.
Well,
it just
would you
makes
look
sense.
at that, the way you said it, everybody can play to their strengths. But you don't have to
Right?
make Indy just look.
Yeah, you don't make you
decrepit,
don't make
old.
him look dumb because he knows more about archaeology than this one lady does. But no, Phoebe Waller-Bridge had to have, oh, I know that language. I bet you owe me 50 quid because you got that one wrong, Indy. Like, ugh.
Admittedly, I liked Vader's fix, but yours gets me more excited.
No, this sucks.
No. I actually liked that one.
I understand your fix of the current movie.
Yeah.
But I like.
No, like I said, I
if we
side
could
with
just
Vader.
scratch it completely and just go with Vader's version, I would.
He's
totally
still got all that diversity bullshit going on.
No, for sure.
She's
But,
also
but that
doing-
goes along with the same thing I was saying with like the get a different, do a different indie every now and again.
Yeah.
They're just going to keep doing it no matter whether we want them to do it or not.
I don't
Maybe
know.
at
They
least
lost
try
a
to-
lot of money on this one.
There's no more indie after this.
Yeah.
No, we're done.
For a
There's
long,
just
long,
some-
long,
Yeah.
long,
Wait,
long,
I know you
long
wanted
time.
to touch on it. We did talk about the seating arrangements at the movie
Oh,
theater.
the movie theater. Yeah, I thought it was funny because like I bought the tickets for the big DFX. I went full bore on the theater, and when I was buying my tickets, there was only like 7 or 8 seats sold at the time, and it was 4th of July weekend. Like we're going Monday night.
Well, we were talking about it via text. You're like, I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I'm like,
you'll
be fine. Yeah.
It.
And when we got there, it was a little more full. It had filled out a little bit, but I would probably say, what do you think? Maybe 40% full.
Not even.
Oh,
not
even.
20 people, I think.
That was the big.
Really?
That was
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was
not-
really interesting
not a lot of
hearing them
people.
laugh at certain scenes.
Oh,
and stuff.
that pissed me off.
That was
It
weird.
made me mad too.
Yeah, when she punched him at the end of the movie, and everybody's like, "Oh, ha ha ha!" I'm like, I looked at my wife. She's like, "What was that?" I'm like, "I don't know why that was funny."
I'll
You
tell
and
you
I
exactly what
looked
that
at
is.
each other, and I said, "Was that funny?" No, that wasn't funny.
No, I didn't
I
find it
didn't
funny
find
at all.
any
It's like,
funny
I will
moments in
tell
that
you
whole
exactly
movie.
that was exactly who Mangold wrote that movie for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the lady. She punched Indy in the face.
I don't
dang
get it. It
was so bad.
It's kind of discouraging because there were people in that theater that just
I guess
they probably really liked it and they don't understand the character at all.
That's fine. Whatever.
As men,
And
did
it's
you
just
guys
like,
feel
oh my
uncomfortable
God.
with Phoebe looking at all these shirtless guys on screen? The scenes where any shirtless guy would walk past her character that were like super buff. I feel like
Oh,
you
the
guys
fisherman
feel
guy?
uncomfortable. There was a couple of guys.
Oh no,
No,
I
I
don't
was
give a
saying-
shit about that. Go ahead, Google him. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, but I'm
whatever.
saying, is that was supposed to be the replacement of the love interest that usually comes in for these movies?
I
Like
have
we're
no
supposed to make
idea.
her seem so well, she is undesirable, but so desirable that in these movies, she could get any guy she wants, just like how Indy always gets the girl in a sense.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that. I
Yeah.
noticed that she like looked at some dudes once in a while, but it didn't bother me. I was
She's
like, whatever.
also, believe she's doing the Lara Croft series too.
No.
No, I'm serious. Let me look it up. Hold on.
Oh no.
That's my
I just want to see what his face looks like when I say she's directing and starring.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
No, I don't
Jesus
think she-
I don't
Christ,
actually
man.
know
You scared
that.
the crap out of me.
I just wanted to say it.
Ugh.
Let's see. Hold on.
I don't know. That sounds terrible.
I believe she's writing it.
The last comment I want to make, obviously our producer extraordinaire Kadish called this over a year ago. He said this movie's probably not going to be great because
2 years ago.
2 years ago because of these reasons. All of that turned out to be true.
100%.
One thing that I spoke to him on the phone this morning, and he was asking me about how I felt about Indy, and I was like, dude, what was with that freaking ending? And I want to talk about this because it's so dumb.
Now remember, we got to
She's
talk
writing
about.
it.
So-
By the
we're
way,
gonna talk
she
about
is
this next
writing the
week.
Lara Croft
She's
series.
writing it?
Yes, she's part of the writing team for it.
Why? So
Sorry to ruin your 4th of July.
Okay, so the
Independence Day.
ending of this movie, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this because for me, it was just the dumbest cop out
what
ever. So heavy spoiler for the very, very end of this movie. If you don't want to be spoiled for the ending, here's your warning. Scotty Dub, I'll get you in just a second.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's amazing.
Mhm.
Okay, so at the end, they go back in time. The Dial of Destiny works. They fly over into an old war between the Romans and wherever Archimedes was. I can't remember the time.
The Greeks.
The Greeks,
Greeks,
whatever. It was
yeah.
a big war in Roman
Mhm.
times.
It's always back then. It's always the Romans.
And they're flying these planes, and the Romans are like dragons, and they're doing the whole like I don't know what that is, but it looks like a freaking flying beast. And they're shooting at it. Eventually, they shoot it down. Indy parachutes out. He lands. He meets Archimedes, the architect of the time device, and he's like, I want to stay here. He's adamant, and I'm like, I kind of want him to stay here too.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm kind of on Indy's
do
team.
it.
Yeah.
Do it, bro. Like stay. It sounds like a good idea to me. Screw with time. Let's go. And they're arguing back and forth. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is doing her best. Like I'm really heartfelt impersonation. Like, please don't go into. You can't. I have to take you home. I don't know why. She doesn't like him. She's never showed any kind of heartfelt emotion towards him at all.
If he had stayed, I don't think he would have ruined anything because he would understand how important history is. He just literally just wants to like a cocktail on the beach and just hang out.
She got a redemption arc that she didn't earn.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the fact that there's a freaking airplane, a World War II Nazi airplane crashed in front of this. That's already done something to time. Oh my God. It was ridiculous. But then they argue back and forth. She punches him in the face. Screen goes black. You wake up back in New York and everything's completely fine.
And then
Marion's
there
for the punch.
Oh wait. So we haven't even discussed the random pilot that was sleeping in the back of his plane.
That was there.
That
was there purely because they couldn't have this little 13-year-old kid do all this stuff in the airplane and justify it. So they were like, well, how are we going to fix this? Let's just have some dude sleep in the back.
What do you mean? He learned on paper.
And how did this guy not hear this kid break into his plane and take off?
So bad.
Oh, don't worry about it. But that was the worst part. Like just narratively, when you knock out your main character and you wake up and everything's resolved because you didn't know how to write yourself out
they
of
ran
this.
out of time.
She went and got Marion and said, "Hey man, Indy really misses you. Can you come back? And
everything's
your marriage.
Everything's completely fine.
And you can do your scene from Raiders with the elbow.
That was cute. I like that. I liked it.
It was not redeemable enough.
It wasn't earned. But as a standalone little segment of this movie, I was like,
you can
love Marion.
Totally tell that they filmed the last
separately.
5 minutes of that movie.
Yeah.
6 weeks ago, before the movie came out.
I know when we left the theater, you're just like, "Oh, I like the ending."
Yes.
To me,
I did not
like closing in on old Indiana Jones in his pajamas. I'm sorry, it just didn't work for me.
No. They closed in on the hat being grabbed off the face.
But I mean, just in him in general. I don't need to see old Indiana Jones in his pajamas.
I didn't need to see sweatpants Indiana Jones.
Okay.
No.
My response was Captain America did it better.
Yeah.
Going back in time and being with his lady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, fair. Sure.
Even though that time travel is just completely wonky.
Hey,
time travel is rarely, if ever, done well. But that was the worst part of the movie. That was really the cherry on top with how bad this movie was they wrote themselves into a situation that they didn't know how to get out of, or they didn't have the runtime to explain how they get out of it. So they just cut to black. Everything's fine.
Do you think it would have been better off if they had? I hate to say this. Better off if they had done a Disney Plus series and they could spread it out along 8 hours.
Would have been better.
That's the problem.
Not better, but to fill in a little bit more of
these studios have to quit making required watching from their fucking streaming shows for us to go watch a movie. That is nonsense.
I'm not saying that for them to create one to watch it. I'm saying just in general, instead of just doing another Indiana Jones movie, if they have all these plot holes, wouldn't it have been better off if they did a 4 or 5 part series on?
Don't do a Dial of Destiny, do a series of Destiny.
I'm going
Dial of Despair.
I'm going to read this super chat and then I'm going to answer your question. Scotty Dub for $99.99, $100.
Yeah,
my God, man. You guys are just the damn best. Rock on, saltiest of nerds. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That is an incredible super chat.
It's because we're on, Chris.
Your generosity, your generosity is unmatched, sir. Thank you so much. And I just want to acknowledge the fact we have over 200 people watching right now, guys. This is fantastic. Thank you, guys.
Like 1/3 my family.
Darth Rez letting us know they were fighting in Syracuse, Sicily.
Thank you
so
for
much.
that.
We'd forgotten that.
Yeah,
wasn't worth remembering.
No, I mean, I wish I would have remembered, but the question was Disney Plus series.
So I want to preface it's to take what they were going to do because of all the plot holes and all the stuff missing out. Would it have been better off if they had just done a 4 or 5 part miniseries on Disney Plus to kind of fill in those gaps? I'm not saying it was going to be good. I think honestly they should have just not done anything. To be honest, if this is the product,
I know what you're saying.
Place, but
would that have fixed the problem of the ending? No, I don't think so. But here's what they could have done in the same movie. Those chase scenes that went on for too long, cut 5 minutes out of each one, or cut that whole parade one out completely because you didn't really need it. And that would have given you enough runtime to put on the back end to get out of the situation that they were in.
Yeah.
And ride off into the sunset. Like, I'm not saying, like, if you look at Last Crusade, right? They defeat the Nazis, they leave the tomb, and they go off and they ride off into the sunset. We don't get a scene where Indy gets into the car and gets back into the plane and goes back to the States and does all this. Same thing with Raiders of the Lost Ark. They're on the island. Nazis are all dead. They have the Ark. We don't get a scene where Marion and Indy carry the Ark back to the submarine and boat their way back.
Boy, would I like to see that.
Like
I don't need that stuff.
No, I know.
We don't need it. So I'm not saying we need to have we need to know how they got back to New York. No, we just need something. Like literally anything would have been fine. Like, hey, we get back in the plane and we fly off back into the storm, and then we go back to New York.
See, and that's the problem with a lot of these Disney Plus series is they're just filling in information that we don't need for these shows.
We really don't watch Disney Plus anymore.
Can we just say positive note? On a positive note, it was great to watch the trebuchets or the ballista.
Oh yeah,
taking Nazis out of the airplane.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really
I'll give him that.
Really believable. I bought into it about as much as I'm shooting giant arrows off boats at dragons in Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah.
Totally believable.
But listen, if they're gonna do it,
sure.
Yeah, because when you shoot at a dragon and it's moving, at some point it will stop where you need to hit it, and then it'll drag you. It'll drag.
That's the dumbest shit. Get the fuck out of here. You're not invited back.
I'm not saying I believe that. I'm just.
That was really neat watching him shoot arrows into the planes from a quarter mile underneath them on the ocean.
And they're not even crossbows. They're old school.
Chris, you're fired.
Listen, I'm just saying, if I have to watch this movie, at least I got to see a Nazi get pinned to a wall.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying it's good. I'm saying it's a silver lining.
Okay.
Save your money. Go see Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Again.
There's a super chat we need to get.
And watch it now. Mission Impossible won't be that great. No, I'm not kidding.
Well, it's not a super chat. It's just Scotty Dub.
No, you missed the super chat.
Did I miss one?
Yep. I'll get it.
Oh, no. Pull that up. Which one did I miss?
It was just here.
52
Liars
movies a year. I see him.
Liars. Do you see it?
Yep. You want me to read it?
I can't.
Somebody's got to pull it up.
I can't. Dude, I'm trying to use your laptop.
I see 52 movies a year for $4.99. Sound of Freedom is selling out theaters. Dial of Destiny is not.
What's Sound of Freedom?
Sound of Freedom is about, I think it's either FBI or CIA guy who decides to quit his job to go after children trafficking rings. It's the guy who's the lead in it played Jesus and Passion.
Jim Caviezel.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be really good.
I will go watch
from
that.
a studio that's not in the mainstream Hollywood.
It's his studio, Angel Studios, I believe.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening is it's getting buried.
It's
getting buried by the press. It's getting buried by the mainstream movie media. Nobody's talking about this unless you're like, you have to be in the know about this.
Is this the thing that he had to do with Mel Gibson?
Yeah, Mel Gibson did like a promo for it too.
Okay.
There's a video going around circulating of him saying you have to go see this.
You're not going to see shit about this.
I'm going to watch it
in Deadline or Variety.
Is it at theaters?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to watch that. I got to support that. I absolutely need to support that movie. For sure.
Yeah, so it's supposed to bring awareness to what's going on in the world with it.
I don't know if I'm ready to be that depressed or not.
I know.
It's probably a fantastic documentary, but I don't know if I can.
It's
some movie.
I don't think it's a documentary. It's a movie based off.
It's fictional, based off a real story.
I think it might be, or it's just to bring awareness to the hardships.
Are we
child trafficking?
Yeah, we're done with Indy. Do you guys?
Are we grading this, or are we waiting?
I mean, if you want, you can. I don't.
What do you guys rate it out of?
We got a Jude.
Oh yeah, Jude and Kadish will be here. We'll probably do another live stream with them talking about it.
Yeah.
Well,
next week we go after Mangold.
Yeah. Kadish will be back.
Do you think you'll ever get an apology for him?
No, God, no. Of course not. No.
Send your salting army after them.
It's like 50 people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I mean, there's 50 awesome people.
I got a lot of spare time on my hands.
But no, honestly, I don't even. As far as like trolling people on social media, like I have no interest in going after Mangold and trying to get his attention again. I don't care. The movie was bad. The reason why he reacted the way he reacted was because he knew that he was spot on. You know, he got compared to Spielberg, which is difficult. Look, it's difficult for any director to be compared to Spielberg. Like you're not going to measure up unless you knock it out of the park. Like there's not that many people out there.
Has he ever directed anything that's really good?
Mangold?
Yeah.
I really enjoy Ford versus Ferrari. I really like Logan.
Logan was okay. I liked Logan.
Like he makes good movies. And the thing that Kadish said that I kind of wrapped my head around recently is that he doesn't have a distinct like stamp. You don't know it's a James Mangold movie.
That's what that sounds like.
And like when you watch a Spielberg movie,
you know
like,
it's a Spielberg
that's a freaking Spielberg movie, right? But when you watch a James Mangold movie, it's just it's a decent movie. But there's nothing to it. Like when you watch a Nolan movie, you're like, oh, geez, blah. on, right? That's a freaking Nolan movie. But Mangold just doesn't have that stamp. I mean, maybe he'll get it eventually. I don't know, but I think he got his ego got bruised.
Do you think his hands were tied with the studio for this one?
I think
Somewhat.
Kathleen Kennedy had his. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like I said, the way
that explains Phoebe's character.
100%.
100% right there for me.
100%.
It just clicked for me.
I
Yeah.
heard just this morning before I came over that Disney is calling an emergency meeting
Do you think she's finally out?
tomorrow.
Wait, who said that?
No, this was out there. It was.
I feel
the people that
every couple of months it's a rumor that she's out, and
I'm
then
not saying
Yeah.
she's out. I'm not saying she's out. I'm saying that Disney execs have called an emergency meeting with their executives that because they're in trouble. They're in trouble here.
Can
I
just point to that?
This
freaking
Oh, yeah.
listen. I saw a graphic this morning on our buddy Culture's channel.
Culture Casino?
Culture Casino. He pulled up the numbers, and The Eternals is outperforming this movie.
The
Wow.
The fucking Eternals
Ooh.
is outperforming.
Wait.
That is big
Yeah.
oof.
That
It's
is
big
a
oof
huge
country.
oof.
Wait,
It's big. Yeah, this
that movie that came out like 3 years ago?
No, the movie with the giant creature coming out of the ocean.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Celestial.
my
Yeah.
opinion
That
on
How
piece
is
of
that?
shit Marvel movie. It's performing. better
Performing.
than
Why are you
any
saying it
did.
like
Better
it's
than-
present tense?
Because
Is that in
when
theaters?
you compare
We're
the
looking at
numbers,
box
you compare the
office
their
numbers.
timeline.
box
Timelines.
office numbers, when you compare the timeout,
Oh,
and you know you go,
Yeah,
there's ways
okay,
you can go
okay,
online,
okay,
you can
okay.
compare.
I
I
thought.
forget the website, but
The
there's
way
a
you-
website out there where you can compare a movie with another movie.
Yeah.
And it's timeout
The-
and the numbers adjusted
that
for
movie.
inflation and everything.
Bad, too.
And the
But
But I would
Eternals-
rather
the
watch the
Eternals
Internals over this.
is doing
movie
better than this movie at this point.
Another
And
thing.
it ended up making less than I think $200 million.
with
We can
or some
Google
shit
it.
like that.
Kathleen
So,
Kennedy.
I'm sure Chad will figure it out.
I don't
in a
want to be
second.
crude, but something must be made out of gold for her to continuously.
Yeah, she's
have-
legacy.
I don't
yeah,
get it.
She's
I've never-
legacy.
I'll tell you later.
I don't
She's
Chris understands
in.
what I'm saying.
She's
Something
in
must be
deep.
made out of gold
She's-
to keep her job.
She's in deep. She's not going to go
No.
on anybody else's terms but her own.
I just don't understand. She just loses studio money, project after project after project.
But she checks the right boxes and she has the right motivation behind her,
But at
her
some
current
point-
political stuff.
At some point, they have to hit a line where they've lost so
No,
much
they-
money.
She's hitting all the goals they want her to.
I think they're going to end up with like the last 8 or 9 movies that Disney's put out with their big franchises.
Mhm.
I think this movie is going to put them over $1 billion in losses
Wow.
because they were at like 800 million or something like
Do you
that.
think
That's
that
like
will
the last
scratch
one.
some of the future Star Wars projects and
I don't know.
No,
movies
they're
coming
not
out?
that smart.
No.
We're going to get another fucking Ray movie with John Boyega.
Is he going back? I thought
They're,
he
they're
said he
trying to
wasn't
get him
done.
back. They're
Well,
trying to get him back. So get the fuck out of here.
He
Is
didn't
this-
want nothing to do
Vader,
with
I
it.
want to hear how you would fix the last 3 Star Wars movies.
Oh, I wouldn't have
Oh
made
God,
it.
Would've made
that's a
them.
whole nother podcast.
I know.
Well, the first thing I would have done is I would have put a Han Solo, Princess Leia, and Luke in the same scene
Scene
together.
together,
yeah,
yeah.
that would have been a good start.
You know, that would have been a good start, right?
start.
Don't get me.
Okay, sorry.
The one last thing I want to mention about this movie too, and this also has to do with Crystal Skull, the movie that doesn't exist. The
Monkeys?
over reliance on CGI when coming to action scenes. Like, let's go
Yeah.
back to practical, guys. Even
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it's smaller.
You mean Dungeons and
Dungeons and
Dragons
Dragons,
did?
yes.
let's do less CGI, more practical. I think it doesn't have to be this ginormous stunt. Like, just look at Mission Impossible, right? It's mostly practical. He touches things up with digital, but he's doing that stuff.
Well, I mean, look at Dungeons and Dragons. It's all mostly practical and real places that they filmed and things.
Mhm.
So it wasn't a lot of CGI, a lot of puppet, a lot of special effects makeup and stuff.
with a little bit of digital touch up just to make it look
just
smooth.
a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it looked great. It as
What real
Cra-
scenes? And
I know, as
settings?
crazy as it was, it was enjoyable. It never took the CGI never took me out of the movie, even though it's a fantasy movie.
Mhm.
The CGI in this movie
Took me out.
Took me out a lot of times.
We got a $5 super chat from Fluffy Panda. You know KK's got dirt like Ezra. They know who's Richard's been gobbled.
He gets it. He knows what I was talking about. Fluffy Panda knows what I was talking
Fluffy
about.
Panda's
Oh,
amazing. Thank you for the $5, Fluffy. All right, so that's a good segue. Then we're gonna switch over to D&D, and you guys brought something in studio
Yes.
with us.
Did.
I brought
I'm gonna go to the fat cam so we can see the whole table.
What is that? What these are?
these are mystery dice
Oh,
sets.
maybe I should pause the movie so we don't
Oh,
get
dice
copyright
sets.
struck.
Alex, you've never played
That's me
D&D,
just
right? So
driving.
you
I've
don't
never played D&D.
Okay.
That's
no.
just me driving my truck out of the desert.
So-
Yeah, it's nothing to look at. YouTube. Don't
Don't worry
look
about
at
it,
that.
guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Okay, so
These are mystery dice sets we brought you guys. So
mystery dice.
So we're opening these up.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're doing these
we
in
didn't
order.
want to show up. No, just go for it. We just want to show up empty-handed here.
Yeah.
You know, I have a rule.
Or the D&D.
What's your rule?
Nobody touches your
Nobody
dice.
touches my dice.
Oh, I got the
no,
gay
I like
ones.
that. I'm okay with that.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
They're rainbow colored.
Oh, me too.
Oh, kind of.
Oh,
Nice.
Yours
shit,
is
look at this.
nice.
Cool.
Mine
man.
are these
Okay, I don't know if you can see these or not in this.
Ugh.
Here, let me do.
Mine got Cheerios in them or some shit.
donuts.
They're donuts.
Yeah, one of them looks like a
Oh,
donut.
yeah, that's cool.
These
Right
are
I like it.
Like,
Here's a
I-
purple.
I can't touch
Oh, they're
those.
like metal. Oh, that's cool. I
ones.
dig that. Right on.
Yeah.
So-
I want to go roll a
There we
character
go.
right
I don't even
now.
know what I called this guy.
Oh,
but-
we're gonna this Saturday be on a
can't.
live stream for a D&D session.
You know,
I'm
we-
playing a gunslinger.
We mentioned like we kind of just threw it out on the table one day when we were sitting around doing like a production meeting. We were like, what if we just started like a gaming channel, like tabletop gaming? We had a camera hanging from the ceiling for like the over the top view, and we all just sat down and played games together. I was like, oh, Settlers of Catan would
Show
be
'em my
freaking
dice.
dope.
We have the Game of Thrones Risk.
Mm.
Right.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
all
that
that
was
stuff.
that was a lot.
I
Of
just
fun.
I don't have the time to commit to something like that though. It seems like it would be a
What
lot.
did you get?
I got like some sparkly ones.
What
They have
do-
like
what do these got?
they look
I
like
got
crystal skulls.
Get
these
mine out.
like purple.
Oh,
Yours come in a
nice.
bag?
I got
Dead
some
set.
like
Well, because
Those are
mine
neat.
came metal here.
Oh, they're actual metal?
Mine are
Am I allowed to
metal.
touch yours or is
Yeah,
that bad?
that's
Oh my
why I
god,
don't-
they're heavy.
Holy crap, Chris, yours
is
is not
this?
as bad as mine though.
These
Yours is
ones
really
are like they're
These
like tungsten.
figure,
I will.
These are
Cool.
cool.
Fit my new guy.
Yeah, your new guy.
Here
I
you
will
go.
cherish these forever.
My blood hunter.
All right,
I'll
so-
hug them and spank them and love and hold them. And
Can
However
can
you
the
love
can
them,
the
I
three
will.
of
You'll
you
create an
guys
OnlyFans for them.
can you three of these guys explain to me what I'm looking at right now? Because I'm a
So
complete noob.
it's a dice set.
This is a full
Well,
dice
I
set
know
for
it's a
dungeons.
dice
Okay.
set.
It's a dice set
Well-
you use to play dungeon. Well, you can use them
RPGs.
for RPG games. Yes.
Okay.
So in the game, you roll for certain things. Like you roll if you're going to persuade someone. You're going to roll if you're going to hit something. You're going to roll depending on how much damage
Right.
you do. It's part of D&D is math.
Mhm.
Right. Math for fun.
Math for
Math
fun.
for fun.
Full disclosure, I haven't played second edition.
Oh, you should sit at our current table.
So-
Yeah, our current DM is all
And I
about
used to-
second
and
love-
edition.
and I
He's
used to
trying to
second
learn
edition.
fifth edition.
I used to DM and I haven't done it in decades.
Let's do a
so
one
now
shot. Come
I
on.
can't
We
do
can
it.
just
He
do a
said
one
no before
shot.
you
One
asked.
shot.
You
It
saw your
doesn't have
face
to be
light
a
up.
weekly
You
thing.
don't
I
understand.
know. I want to play with Vader.
I'm obsessive.
So am I.
Remember my Funko Pop story?
Yeah.
If I started
That's how I
playing
am with
again,
dice. That's
if
how
I
I am
started
with
playing
dice.
again, I would end up spending $600 on all
We
the source
have-
material. I'd have a room built onto my house,
This sounds great to me.
a map room, and I'd have a big chair and fancy table.
We have a
It would-
D&D table,
it
the
would
one that
be
the top
ridiculous.
comes off and you
Yeah.
can
A
like
little sunk in and-
inside.
I'd
and
probably
sunk
start
in.
buying and painting miniatures again. I can't.
Come join
can't
the
do
dark
it.
side
No.
again. Come
Fuck
on. Oop, I keep
Fuck
touching
off.
my
I
mic.
can't
It's
do
fine.
it.
It's fine.
But yeah,
No
so
way.
different dice, different things. But your big guy is going to be
Your D20.
Your D20 is going to be your
The
biggest,
20-sided
your biggest one.
dice.
That's going to be what
This-
you're going to
this
use.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one that look okay.
I like
So-
yours. Can I see yours?
Big
Yeah,
numbers,
for sure.
big numbers
No!
good. Low numbers
Ruined.
bad.
Your dice are
Big
ruined.
numbers good.
Ruined. Why are they ruined?
Because you touched them. Those are his, and you just touched them.
the
that's
likelihood
all
of me
my-
playing
Oh.
D&D
That's
is
a
very low.
generation.
That's it.
You guys
Really?
have-
I think you would enjoy
I would
it.
probably listen. I'm not opposed to doing it. It's just a time commitment thing.
Yeah.
Like to
Yeah.
learn something like that and then to actually sit down and play
Now
it
we're-
regularly.
Chris and I are at 2 tables now.
Oh
I
my
know.
God, I
Yeah.
just couldn't do it.
Okay, so
And we
we
have no
got a
social life.
20-sided one.
Yeah.
We got I don't know how many sides
It's gonna
this
be
is.
That's
20,
that's an eight.
12, 10,
Is that a 10 or an
eight.
And then we got
That's
a
an eight.
4.
Six
we got
or
a
Yeah,
ten.
and
pyramid.
different weapons.
Yeah.
It depends on
So
which
like-
dice
like-
you're gonna
like
roll.
Back
like,
in my day, a four-sided would be a dagger.
yeah.
You'd use
I think
Still
it
is.
still
This one
is.
still is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a dagger. What do you mean
Uh,
dagger?
And like
you-
and like a broadsword or two-handed sword would
So,
be 10-sided.
If you roll
If-
your 20 and you hit on an attack, and you
With a
attack with a
dagger,
dagger, then you're
gonna roll your
damage
D4.
with your D4.
Yeah.
oh
And
wow.
I did
Yeah.
wow.
2 damage.
That's in depth.
Modifiers.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
like-
you have
That's-
no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, hey,
I'm telling you, it's part RPG, part math.
How do you roll
Okay.
characters now? Do you still do the 6-sided dice?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do 4 dice and take the small one?
Every table is a
I
little
think
different.
6
Our,
numbers
our,
be.
our table we've been at, we roll 4 dice 6 times. We drop the lowest number from each roll, then you add the 3 together, and that'll give you your
Yeah.
stats. And then the newest table is doing
Strength, integrity, dexterity.
Yeah,
wisdom.
depending on your character.
Yeah, yeah.
And then our newest table, we have the option of taking numbers that are already established or rolling our own numbers.
this guy.
fluffy panda. It's like, what kind of nerd hasn't played D&D but hates the goodies?
I know, right?
Sorry.
So I think what we really need at this point is just a D20 roll from everyone, just to see who's rolling, just to see who's succeeding.
Wait, which one? This one right here?
Yeah, I'll have to pull out mine again now.
Okay, going back to the group
one
shot.
is a critical fail.
Hold on, let me pause the movie one time.
You can turn that off.
Perfect pause. I don't know who that is.
Just turn on the D&D movie or something.
Probably some Yahtzee.
I don't want to get copyright struck. Okay, here we go. So I have to roll. The bigger the number, the better, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If you're at home, roll your dice.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going, guys.
What are we rolling
Do we have to blow on them?
We're just looking to see. This is a skill check to see who's succeeding at
I got a
who's succeeding at
19.
the podcast right now.
19.
I only rolled a 15.
See,
Wait, 13. I got 13.
All right. We all rolled pretty
Well,
high.
that means we're all doing pretty good here at the podcast.
Yeah.
I think. Then, so we have a good
Nobody
stream
rolled
going.
a crit one.
Vader's doing the best,
I got a
apparently.
19. Yep.
Woo.
Of course, that's what he'd always say.
Heavy hitter.
It's right there, dog.
Right there. No, I believe you. I'm applauding your role. Just means you're highly
I'm
successful today.
applauding
I really
your
think you
roll.
guys should do a one shot one day.
How long you guys been doing D&D stuff? Like, is it
Ooh.
regular for you?
So I still am considered a newbie because I don't pay attention.
Mhm.
And Chris helps me with the math. But what do you say? Like 6 years now?
Yeah, we're probably going for 5. You've probably been going for about 5
We played
years.
when we lived in Chicago.
Yep.
We had a table going on. We moved here 2 years, couldn't find a table. Finally found a table to join.
Mhm.
And our current DM goes off 5e rules, but it's homebrew game, meaning he's created this world for the last 40 years.
That's what
he's
I
got
did.
his own books
he's
that he's
publishing
publishing
books, yeah.
for it.
What?
Yeah. So, and then the other table we're playing, I forgot what the book
He
is
is
called.
too cool for school.
Yeah. If he's
Wow.
watching, Carl,
He
we got you.
He probably hasn't been laid in 47
He's
years.
married and retired, Ben. So
Don't worry, Carl, I'll make sure to take all my double bonus actions and
Yeah.
quadruple movements.
How did you guys feel about the movie then? Did you like it?
it's
Big
my
fan.
movie of the year
Movie of
Really?
the year is D&D.
for me.
Wow.
For me,
Wow.
because it's rewatchable for me. It's
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Mhm.
I understand people who've probably like Vader's generation who's played from day one D&D probably ever established.
I used to
that
have,
might have some
I used to have the
problems.
original books.
Yeah, and I can understand there
And they
might be
were
some
awesome.
problems with it, but for me, coming in the last year with 5e,
Satan.
I can watch it and see, okay, this is where
Shocking a target.
this is where the party rolled really well. This is where they have to improvise. This is like, to me, I can see this being played at a table when I was watching this movie.
Mhm.
Was not bored, was entertained the whole time. And to be honest, if it's just a one-off, like they don't do a sequel, I'd be fine with it.
Mhm.
And compared to the other D&D movies, this is like 5 stars for me.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Did you guys watch our interview with Charlie and his son Finn,
Yeah,
who were
I
in the
did.
movie?
Yeah. It was
It was
really
cool.
That
cool.
was so cool.
I really enjoyed that movie, and I'm complete green on this. I have no idea. I don't know anything about D&D,
I'm
and I
sitting
still
here-
like that movie.
I'm sitting there going, that's a gelatinous cube.
You know, I was
That's
like,
a
what the
mimic.
fuck?
Yeah.
It's a gelatinous cube.
That's
He's like, oh,
You do
that's
not
a,
want to be caught in
that's a-
one of those.
That's a deep cut right there, man.
Yeah.
and then those the little brain dog things that crawl by.
Intellect devourers.
Yeah. He's like, oh, don't get next to those. And I'm like, what the frick are you talking about?
Well, and that's one of those fun things in that movie, though, because as such a big D&D nerd, and like you don't know this,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think they kind of like touch on a little bit, like, oh, they're dangerous. They
Yeah,
smell
yeah.
your intellect. What they'll actually do, like in game, is when they knock you unconscious, they then burrow into your skull,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and like this is like they're
I
like
wanna
one of
come
the
up against
meaner
those
creatures.
guys.
I
One of
think-
No ideas, Carl, if you're watching.
we reviewed this already, right?
Yeah, we
I,
reviewed
I
it.
don't remember. I don't remember what my score was.
that was pretty high.
I
I think.
remember
you were happy with that movie.
I didn't like the fat dragon. The fat dragon. pissed me
really?
off. No,
Shumberthod?
did not like it.
I can see that, especially if somebody coming in as a D&D vet in a
Yeah.
sense.
Look at this. The comment, fat dragon.
There it is.
No, I Chris Pine was great. I thought to me, he's not a bard. He's a rogue. To me,
Yeah.
that made
Oh, I
more
rolled a
sense.
one.
Everybody
Yeah, for
called him a
sure.
bard because he had a lute. It didn't make sense.
But did he have any magic powers?
No, he didn't do any magic.
No magic.
He
Yeah.
So it was
theoretically
completely, to
inspired
me, it was a
people, but-
rogue. But I can understand the marketing. And by the way, the marketing was horrible in
Yeah.
that movie. Horrible. Both of us were like, "Oh, this is gonna be."
Yeah, you know
real
what I
rough."
don't like, and you're gonna get mad at me for this, because I know you're very partial. I don't like these weird classes and races they have nowadays, like these tieflings and shit. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Is this
plays
because
a
I
tiefling.
play a tiefling in both
it
my
is-
parties?
It is not. It is not. I know you do that, and that's why I said that, because I don't understand where these things come from. There's no such thing as a tiefling. back in
Listen,
my
when
day.
a demon loves a
So-
human,
Yeah. You know,
Or a human
the
loves a
craziest
demon.
thing.
Sometimes they make
The
a
craziest
pact.
thing we had back
sometimes
in
they
my
make a
day.
pack or a baby.
The craziest thing we had back in my day was a half elf, which everybody loved,
I
'Cause-
can't
and
play elves.
half orcs. Half elves and half orcs were very popular back then.
I
You
don't
have
play
half
elves because I
everything
feel
now.
playing
Yeah.
an elf is cheating.
But nowadays, you can't have orcs because they're
Oh, we don't
racist.
follow that bullshit.
And
we don't follow that
that's the
bullshit.
other problem. And I'm not trying to like derail this conversation. I can't touch D&D for a whole lot because Wizards of the Coast is one of the most bullshit quote companies that exists on the planet, and fuck them. And I won't give them my money.
I agree
and
with
I'm
you.
so upset about it because they have such a cool.
I'm going to buy you a pack of their Magic the Gathering cards.
It's like don't. I'll burn them.
Well, because I feel they closed the door for a lot of people
Yeah.
with this bullshit. They've completely isolated people who have enjoyed this game for generations almost. And I'm the same with you. I don't want to give them money, and I don't want to be part of the problem. But I love the game so much that I feel that we can add some positivity to the side of it, to bring people in, to know that they do have tables that they can join. They don't have to be worried about stuff.
Can you read this chat I pulled up? It's pretty interesting.
Who are you talking
to? Nadia.
Tiefling isn't weird. The water-based blob character has to be submerged in water an hour a day is dumb. Too many character species now. Oh man. Yeah. I know. I usually play in halfling, and now I've decided to play a normal size being.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't mean to continue this, but my first experience with D&D was awful.
Yeah.
I was invited to a table that they all knew I was green. Table. They changed my race out of the blue, but in a mean way.
Like she was there for like 5 minutes, and this guy polymorphed her, which allows you to change anybody into like.
It was completely awful to me the whole time. Turned me off. On our ride home, I was like, I'm never doing this again. I'm never playing. You can go play. I don't care. It wasn't until one of our good friends, Ben, who's a DM, had a smaller party. And by the way, that table had like 9 people to it too. Had a smaller party, was really patient with me, really welcoming, let me do some crazy things. And that's where my love in D&D came from. But yeah, my first experience was awful, and I don't want people to have that type of experience.
I think the whole D&D is, regardless of how we feel or whatever about Wizards of the Coast, it's experiencing a bit of a renaissance right now. It's like I'm not going to take part in it because I can't. Because I'm too obsessive and I'm too politically fuck that company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it is interesting to me to watch the renaissance that this show or that this game has. And I think a lot of it is due to there's the ability now with the internet and with companies with things like Twitch and Kick and all these streaming services and everything. So you don't have to like get together and go play in some weirdo nerd's basement that to play this game like we did back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
it's easier to find a party.
You can do it online at home, and you can play on Twitch, and everything's still the same for the most part. I don't know how I don't know how they would like be able to verify your dice rolls and stuff, but they do it. You know, and there's these things like
Critical Role, I think, also helps a lot of it too.
It's huge.
Yeah. And there's the one show on Amazon was with
Vox Machina.
Yeah.
Their animation based off of it. Yeah.
That's based off of a party, right?
That's based off their campaign 1. Yeah,
right. And it's actually really good.
It's
super
a great
fun
show. Yeah.
But there's it's interesting to me because being the old school D&D guy that I am, it's been very strange watching this. It's almost a counterculture thing become so mainstream these days. Everybody we talk to, like the Star Trek guys, like who's the guy that played Captain Shaw on Star Trek? Shaw on
the new season.
Yeah, he's a huge D&D guy. He's got a room that he dedicates to D&D. He's got a company that he sells merch for his own campaign.
That's my dream to have
his
name.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
I can't either. It's just
God, I knew it too.
But he's like the werewolf guy from
Joe Manganiello.
Oh, his table.
He's similar to him.
Do you know who else plays at his table?
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, well, he's got
blows my mind.
Yeah,
fucking Big Show plays at his table.
I forgot Big Show.
I mean, he's got a great group. Captain Kirk plays.
Well, it's just that I can't see Vince Vaughn playing D&D. That surprises me.
And that's the kind of thing that I personally,
more power to him.
It's like I don't know how to explain this, but back in my day, similar to the conversation we had about weed off camera earlier. right? To where like you know what I'm talking about? To where
how many shady miles did you have?
To where
it's like
I had to risk, jail
Yeah.
to smoke a joint back in the day. I had to risk getting my ass beat back in the day if I was
playing D&D. Yeah.
Or being socially shunned by,
nerd,
and
nerds.
It's just so it's just such a weird way. It's such a weird thing how the dichotomy of culture has shifted to where all this nerd shit is cool. And I don't know if I like it.
Same thing happened with anime.
I'm not joking. I don't know if I like all our nerd shit being so mainstream. Well, does that make sense to you guys?
No, I'm with you.
Because
the same thing happened with anime too. Anime used to be a nerd.
People are coming and don't care.
It's like these motherfucking kids, they didn't earn this. I'm the one that should be being more socially accepted. And you guys are just stepping into all this stuff that
you can go to Hot Topic and buy a D20 shirt or something.
But shouldn't you be happy that your passion that you love so much is being shared among a new generation?
Because they ruin it.
It's because they add rules to it that shouldn't be established to it. It used to be where outsiders had a place, somewhere to go, a community to go to. Together. And now they're trying to separate the community. And that's where I have a problem with it. I'm with you, Vader, on that. It's the same thing that happened with anime. It's the same thing that happened. I also think Stranger Things also brought it to the mainstream too.
And the nerds, the with the hot chick with the Katie Coco.
Big Bang Theory.
I've never watched Big Bang Theory. I have no interest to it.
I mean, it happened to Star Wars. Like, you were a nerd if you liked Star Wars back in the day, and now it's the freaking biggest franchise ever, and everybody loves Star Wars, and now it's terrible.
I mean, it's really cool that all this nerd culture stuff is now mainstream, but at the same time,
Do you think it'll flip again?
At some point, I think everything has a cycle.
Cyclical, yeah.
And then 40 years from now, it'll flip again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll all be playing D&D again with bell-bottom jeans and
no, man, we're gonna be in VR. We're gonna actually be the
our
characters.
characters.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, right.
I'd be a tiefling.
I'm naturally. I'm just
the horns.
I'm a natural nonconformist, and so when things that I used to like become popular, I don't really want to like those things anymore.
Interesting. Is that your rebellion to it?
Maybe
internal rebellion.
I don't know how to express it, but I just.
Do you think you'll ever go back to D&D?
Huh?
You think you'll ever go back to D&D?
No.
Never?
No. I don't have that much interest in it anymore. Well, I would rather play D&D in the like on a holodeck or something somewhere. If that was the case, it'd be different. But I'm not interested in getting my graph paper out and writing a bunch of shit down on a piece of paper and do
you feel the same way about Star Wars too?
Star Wars is dead.
Well, yeah, I know that. Do you have any hobbies that you enjoy, Vader?
This one.
This is it.
This is what we do.
I enjoy
outside of this.
I enjoy playing video games.
Okay, there we go.
It's like if
shout that video game channel out.
Salty Nerd Gaming on Kick, or no, it's just Salty Nerd Podcast on Kick. Go check it out, guys. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But we have a gaming channel.
But we have the gaming channel on YouTube. It's Salty Nerd Gaming.
What, we got like 60 subs?
I don't know.
By the way, you don't have to worry about pulling out graph paper. You could do everything on your phone. There's an app.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Hey,
listen, I grew up in the day where on my Commodore 64, I had a game like no, don't fucking laugh at me.
This comment.
All right.
What?
With Vader, yeah.
Yeah, Vader needs a hug.
My dude. It's like, there was a time when the video games you bought on your piece of shit old computers came with manuals that were this
big. Yeah.
And they were small print, and you had to go buy reams of graph paper to map the maps and the dungeons and shit in the games.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, trap here, but don't turn this way." Oh, there's and if you were off by one, you were fucked. So you had to go back and do it all again. It's like Bard's Tale is a good example of that game.
Oh, wow. I haven't thought of that in a long time.
Ben just said Bard's Tale in the chat.
Yeah. So it was just that's where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
So these new games are kind of weird for me. So I don't know. We could probably talk about it for hours. But.
Shout out to DM Ben in the chat.
That's our DM that brought me back to D&D.
Right on. Good.
Nice.
Good.
Right on.
And listen, I'm very happy that you found this hobby. I think it's really cool.
it allows me to express myself creative.
Absolutely.
Because I go through phases of having hobbies because I've always painted, I've always drawn, I did special effects makeup for a long time. I worked at haunted houses, and to me this is just another form of things I enjoyed as a child I can express as an adult.
But I want to say I could understand where Vader was coming from though with the, with this becoming more mainstream, because I mean, at least from my perspective, we share some hobbies, we share some common feelings about how we collect things.
Right.
And it's that I put in my time, I put in my effort, the bloodshed, the sweat, the tears.
I paid my dues, motherfucker. When you haven't.
But that's exactly it. I mean, it's they get it easy, so you just know you can feel them coming in, and they're not going to love it and respect it the same way that we did, because they haven't put in the trials.
It's the same thing with movies, just like Indiana Jones. You didn't put the effort and go through the trials for it.
There's a quote from Jurassic Park. I think it's like, you've stood on the shoulders of geniuses, you've taken the next step, but you haven't earned the responsibility.
Yep.
Like, hey,
exactly.
It's Hey, that line of dialogue from that movie applies to so many things.
Listen, am I gatekeeping? Am I being a gatekeeper?
I don't think you're being a gatekeeper.
Because I don't know.
I don't think, to be honest, I don't think gatekeeping works nowadays in this world of technology and how information spreads and how you can gain access to things. I don't think really there's true gatekeeping nowadays. But
like, you're not. I hate the word gatekeeping because it's so freaking weird. Like, if I were to come into this, I've never played D&D before. If I walked in and said, "Hey, I'd like to learn how to play D&D," and I came to you, and you said, "Freaking sweet, bro, let's go."
Yeah.
Exactly my reaction.
But if some dude comes in and says, "Well, I don't like the game. I don't like the way the game's played. It's not fair. I want to change it. I want to make this change to this," then you're gonna be like, "Hey, fuck off, man.
Yeah,
that's my game." Like, that's not gatekeeping. That's just saying, don't touch my shit.
Or, to be honest, my advice,
if you want to play in this sandbox, play in the sandbox, dude. You don't have to freaking change a bunch of things.
Or find a sandbox that fits that. If you want, you might find people.
Every table's different.
Yeah.
And getting back, I'm going to try to swing this back down to the movie.
Yeah.
I appreciated this movie. I really enjoyed it because it took me back to my second edition days with Elminster and we were it was in the forgotten freaking realms, man. And it was like everything in that movie made my head go. It made me feel like I was, 16 again. 15.
It's a true D&D movie.
It was a true D&D movie. It was really cool. And it was really weird because Dungeons and Dragons is really weird. You know what I mean? It's like there's fucking treasure chests that turn into
monsters that eat you.
If Alex is going, "What the hell was that?" They go, "Oh, it's a mimic, dude. You don't fuck with mimics. They will mess you up."
Mimics are one of my favorites.
Store of all the mimics.
Mimics can be literally anything.
They even went to the effort of putting the kids from the Saturday morning cartoon in the movie.
Yeah,
I thought, Alex was. I'm like, "Oh, those are the kids from the Saturday morning cartoon."
Yeah, I'm sitting next to him in the theater.
No idea what I'm talking about.
I'm sitting next to him in the theater, and he starts freaking out. I'm like, "What's the matter with you, dude?" He's like, "That's the guys from the freaking cartoon."
But would you agree the marketing for that movie was crap?
Terrible. It was awful.
It made you feel like it was just another, okay,
soulless cash-in.
Soulless cash-in.
My least favorite thing in it was the tiefling. Didn't need no stupid tiefling.
Nadia's like, "Get over it, man."
You didn't have a problem with the druid turning into an owlbear? They can't even do that. They can't even do that.
Yeah. I couldn't honestly remember if they could do that.
Well, to be honest, it's been
decades.
They're monstrosities, Vader, not beasts.
It was a good introduction for normies who don't really understand D&D, and you can probably take your kids to see it. It's a good movie about fatherhood and redemption of that. So I think it fits for normies as much as it fits for people who enjoy D&D.
I wasn't like offended by the little bit of woke pieces that they put.
I wasn't.
It just wasn't that.
They were teeny tiny.
Yeah,
I didn't even barely notice them.
It was just a nice kind of
palate cleanser,
a palate cleansing love letter
to
the Forgotten Realms
The
and
Witcher.
Dungeons and Dragons. So
real quick before we're just about ready to wrap up. But did you want to talk about The Witcher real quick? You watched season
3, episode 1. First of all, the quality looks like garbage compared to season 1 and 2. And I know people have a lot of problems with season 1 and 2 who have played the games, have read the books. I have neither. So I am going.
You're just going solely off
completely normie, don't know anything, just basing it off a fantasy storytelling.
Right.
I was okay with season 1. I know it's got its problems, even season 2, but this episode, I did not want to continue watching it. Normally, I'm like, okay, let's try another. I will probably finish it because it's going to be Henry Cavill's last season, and I'm a big. If anybody has realized, I'm a big Henry Cavill fan.
No, shocker.
Yes, I'll watch his Warhammer.
He is a good looking dude.
Huh?
He is a good looking dude.
I want to learn Warhammer so I can play with him.
Oh, that's another obsession I went through.
I'm excited for some 40K.
I don't know what. I don't know why when you have the resources right there, the books, the movie, the games, that you have to make such a crappy TV show. And visually, it looks awful. Well, Episode 1 of season 3 looks visually bad.
And you have a professional lore master playing the main character.
Like the guy knows the ins and outs of it.
Well, no, they
which is
labeled
why
him.
He's not playing.
Yeah,
they labeled him toxic. They're like, Henry, you can't correct the writers. He's like, but the writers are wrong.
They don't know what they're doing.
Like, you're fired.
But spoiler alert, if anybody's there's something that Yennefer says in the first episode. She says something about, I guess, loving him or something in any form. And I go, mark my words, mark that right now. That's they're gonna change him into Liam Neeson's whatever. This is gonna come full circle around it. And I just don't feel like watching wish level Hemsworth, okay? Wish list Hemsworth on it. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm sorry.
The lesser Hemsworth.
I'm sorry. It's just they would have been better off just saying, you know what? Instead of 7 seasons, we're gonna end it with season 3 with Henry's character. We're gonna send him off to the sunset. Done. Instead of just saying, hey, we're gonna switch him out.
Ooh. I just had an idea. Can I end this stream on a face melt?
No, we're going to end the stream on this text that Jude just sent me.
What text? Show me.
What?
She just sent me a text on the phone, but we'll talk about the Witcher
But that's
first.
all I have. It's awful.
So it's not good.
It's not good.
Is there any Yennefer boobs?
No, not yet.
See,
but I hear Henry's back in the tub.
Breastifer?
Yeah, because her boobs are glorious.
Really?
They really are.
I can't remember.
But I haven't seen them since the first season. So, you know.
It's obviously Chris and I the whole time are like, don't split the party. This whole what annoyed me in the first part of it, because you know the last season ended with Gerald and Yennefer kind of fighting or whatever. So in this opening episode, she is writing him notes, that voiceovers that she's like reading, that she's just leaving him notes like, you know, my friend, and they're living together, but she's in a different hut, but she's like, you know, my friend, maybe one day you'll forgive me, bullshit stuff like that. And it annoyed the crap out of me.
It's just 10 minutes of her exposition.
Yes. So
thank you for your service, sir. Sorry, WG just dropped the chat. So happy 4th of July.
That's it. That's all I have to say. Complaining about it. I will watch it for Henry. That's about it. After that, I'm out.
I don't think he cares if you watch it. He's done.
I know he doesn't care, but I mean, I enjoy watching it.
It's like you need to come up with $5,000, like to go buy your new Warhammer
so I can play and just somehow get into his inner circle and go, hey, I've never played, but I have my set.
He's playing Custodes.
Just do yourself a favor right now and don't go into that world.
So I think I would enjoy the lore of that world, but I don't think I would enjoy
the lore
for the Emperor.
The lore is amazing.
That's what I think I would, but I don't think I would enjoy the sets.
But actual playing the game is boring.
Oh yeah,
that's why I don't think I would enjoy that. But if it's to play with Henry Cavill, I'll do it.
But when I'll
sacrifice my time.
When you got 4,000 points of orc war boys on the table, and they're all painted into a high standard, like my army used to be, it's pretty cool.
Do you have it?
I know. I
was gonna say maybe I'm the person you can get it rid of. Has it reached 10 years? You can hand it over.
It has.
You said Humi.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't care if we get demonetized at this point. That's freaking filmmaking right there, people.
But yes, so that's my opinion of it.
Yeah.
If you like Henry Cavill, watch it for Henry Cavill. That's about it.
Okay.
All right, so Jude.
Yeah.
Jude, oh my God. Jude
polish this up for me.
Jude sent me a text.
Okay, go for it.
While we were doing this, and she says, number 1, where the fuck is the rest of your beard? She's talking to me.
On
on
my
phone. I'm
100%.
I'm sharing private DMs. Right okay, and I shaved it off, Jude. I know she's still watching. I shaved it off.
I'm so sad. It makes me sad to see that.
I needed people to see how fat my giant face actually is. And she invented something called a margarita float, where she's putting booze on top of her
ice cream.
Yeah.
Wait. Tequila and ice cream.
Yeah.
If I I was drinking.
It's a margarita ice cream float, basically.
Makes me regret
Jude,
being sober 2023.
That's why I love Jude.
Listen, we're bringing a blender into the studio next week.
time.
We're just gonna make milkshakes, margarita milkshakes.
Chris and I are just gonna crash.
Yeah.
Can we just change the podcast to like just a like booze of the day?
Yeah.
Whatever. Like I'm kind of tired of bitching about movies.
They make it so easy.
Until they make good movies, it's just gonna be about booze.
New channel, the boozy
and then
nerds.
when they make good movies like Extraction 2, the guy who normally sits there shits on us.
Oh,
we haven't seen one or two.
You know, it's just
one's really good.
We saw one.
Did you see one?
We know.
Oh, I fell asleep.
I really enjoyed 2, but Katie has some narrative problems with it,
Oh
which is
my
fine.
God.
That's his thing.
But he also liked The Flash. But so did I.
Yeah, he did like The Flash. And
well, maybe you guys should do a podcast together.
I was saying last night, I saw The Flash so I wouldn't have to see Indiana Jones, and you guys invited us on, and I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
What are we gonna see? Oh,
Dude,
Mission Impossible. Yeah.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Oppenheimer looks
Barbie.
freaking awesome. I'm not gonna see Barbie.
I know.
You're gonna see Barbie.
I hope not.
You're gonna see
Oppenheimer.
You have to see Oppenheimer and then you have to go see Barbie because I hear the
Same
test
weekend.
screenings of Oppenheimer, people are leaving it
Really?
sad and like
Oh, is it
despair.
depressing?
Oh yeah,
And then you
it's
go see
about
Barbie.
the creation
Yeah.
of a nuclear weapon that destroys
Nolan's
people.
first horror movie, he says.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what Kaddish told me. Yeah,
Right.
Danny,
I love that
Danny's-
you say his name Kaddish, like he's a radish.
Yeah.
Like it's,
Radish. That's
Kaddish
not-
Ravish.
oh man.
Danny's been trying to get my attention the whole fucking stream. So
I'm with Danny. I like The Flash.
The Flash
but
was
we
good.
can-
Just ask Kadish. Acknowledge me. Yes.
My wife
Thank
just said
you.
I'm watching Barbie, so apparently
Yeah.
I'm watching Barbie.
Well, I'll go with you guys. We'll go with you. Double date. We'll go see Barbie.
What?
We'll go see Barbie.
No,
He's like,
no.
what?
I want to go see
I
Barbie.
did Flash and Indiana Jones. At some point, my watch is over.
But we have and our local theater showing
Gun pretty
Jaws,
soon,
Top Gun,
Jaws.
Jaws.
That's another 4th of July movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Galaxy Theaters when they do their retro stuff.
Yeah.
It's freaking awesome. They had
We like them definitely better than AMC. We were hardcore AMC for a little bit, but
The only
you
problem.
guys
The only problem with Galaxy is they're really expensive.
I
They're
feel like
super-
they're
it was-
not as bad
those-
as AMC
listen,
though.
I spent $22 on my wife's seat last night.
Holy shit, 22
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of the DFX.
yeah, the
Because of the
DFX tickets were
Oh,
$18.50 a
okay.
piece.
Plus the $2 service charge.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Is
it's
$22 for her to be angry at you
Yeah.
the whole time.
yeah.
But the AMC's out here are filthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the AMC's are not.
Well,
good.
it's because they have no staff left because everybody quit over can't say that word.
Yeah, don't.
They everybody quit over
cooperation.
over
For
the
2020 to 2000.
Yeah. and now they can't get anybody to go back to work
Yeah.
and they're just like they're understaffed and they're not picking up anything anymore.
I mean,
don't
as
know,
a
man.
teenager, working in a movie theater was like one of the cool jobs,
Mhm.
other than doing like McDonald's or something.
Sorry,
so I don't know why.
my bad. I left the camera on me and I was just like, wow.
That's all right. You're fine.
My bad.
Okay.
V, do you wanna get us out of here?
I want to get us out of
The
here.
credits are rolling on Indiana Jones, so it's
Oh,
officially over.
well, we haven't- okay, yeah, fine. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us today in the live chat. I know we had over like 220 people. At
Yeah,
one
it was
point.
great. Great.
That's really good.
Thank you. Happy
for
4th of
Saturday
July to
stream.
everybody. That's awesome.
Happy 4th of July.
Oh.
I need
Happy
everybody.
Independence Day.
I need everybody to do us a favor that's still here. We're trying to grow our other channels, and right now we're focusing on our Kick channel. We need 75 subs
That's half the amount of
On-
people that
on
are watching
Kick.
right now.
to be able to monetize our channel over there, to be able to get paid subscriptions. So I need everybody that can to go over to Salty Nerd Podcast on Kick and just hit the little heart follow button. That's all we need you to do. We need we have 12 subs last time I checked. We need 75. So if we can get half of you to go do that, like right this second, that would be amazing. And we're growing our gaming side of things. Alex and I both play video games a couple times a week.
$5
different
hello.
stuff.
Astro
And,
Nerd Boy.
That's what we need. We need our Kick channel monetized. We need that to grow. And
Yep.
and please hit the thumbs up button here. And do we have anything else coming out this week besides Warrior? coming out?
We've got
And-
our Warrior review coming out on Thursday, I believe. There's a new episode of season 3 coming out. I think it's episode 4. I'm editing that right now. I'll probably have to stay up late tonight to finish that up, but that'll be up and ready to go on Thursday. And then we have some Patreon content coming out that's really fun. So go over to Salty Nerd.
Yeah.
What is the
Salty
website?
Nerd,
Salty Nerd Club.
saltynerdvideo.com, Salty Nerd Club. Hit the membership button while you're here as well.
Yeah, members get exclusive content.
Yeah.
So the way our thing works is Patreon has audio only right now. So we're doing audio only podcasts that are like subject oriented. And then for our
The
members,
spicy stuff.
And then for the members, we do video podcasts that are exclusive for our members here on YouTube. So join up on either one fits you, or both. If you have some extra dough, man, we really appreciate it. It goes a long way. And then, the gaming channel, also Salty Nerd Gaming.
I'm going to put a link to that in the channel.
Yeah, drop that link there.
But I want to know what's going on with the Inside All Day podcast.
Yeah, Chris and Nadia.
So you can follow Inside All Day Podcast. We have the InsideAllDayPodcast.com with all our links. We're on Twitter. I'm Nerd Dollface on Twitter. Chris is
Go for Maloney.
At Go for Maloney. You can find us predominantly on Twitter.
Cool.
So
cool. You guys doing anything special for D&D or anything like that?
Oh yes. So we'll be live streaming on Twitch with a new party called Party Without a Plan this Saturday at 7 p.m. West Coast time.
So look for us on Twitch.
Yeah.
Nice. Right.
Yeah, and our podcast will be back up and running. We took a little bit of a break because we had to move and stuff.
Yeah.
But we will be back on YouTube with video finally. We're moving from audio to video.
Ooh, that was a big step.
I know you can see our faces from now on.
Yep.
So
we're breaking it in on this podcast, but just a general. I don't celebrate the 4th. Happy Independence Day.
Yeah, happy Independence Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy Independence Day. I dig that. Right on. Fight the taxation, stuff.
That's a different podcast. That's a different podcast.
Yeah, I can't talk about it. YouTube's like, don't you dare talk about the 4th of July.
Dexter Morgan, we are on Kick. We absolutely already are. Just go to kick.com/Salty Nerd Podcast.
Is it the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so because we live stream from there too. I think we're live streaming.
We're live right now.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna
live
have
on
to
Kick
create
right
a
now.
Kick whatever thing to watch you guys because I tried to last night and then I had to create my own account and I was too lazy.
I will be on there playing some of my newly purchased Steam.
I'll come and troll you
tonight. Please do.
I will. I promise.
All right, folks. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Enjoy the weekend. Drink responsibly. Have fun on your 4th of July. I'm traveling to Phoenix tomorrow, so I'll be out of town. I don't know if I'll be here for the Saturday live stream. I might, if I can connect my laptop someplace, might be able to jump in for a quick second. But I'll be traveling. But we will be back to our normal schedule on next Tuesday, reviewing, I think, Con Air.
Ooh,
I believe we're doing Con Air.
Ooh,
Yeah. We're going down a Vegas rabbit hole. We're doing some Vegas movies. And then look forward to August Bites. I don't know if Jude's still in the chat or not, but August Bites is going to be nuts this year.
The Meg 2?
The Meg 2. I'm making Jude watch the Meg 2. Awesome. Black Demon and whatever other shark movies we can find. Probably 47 Meters Under. That one with Blake Lively. We're doing sharks the entire month.
She's going to
kill the whole month of August.
She's going to kill us if we make her watch Meg 2.
Please let us go see the Meg 2 with you guys. I really want to go see the Meg 2.
You know what? I'll tell you this right now. If Jude texts me and says, I'm not watching the freaking Meg, I'll replace her with you for that one day.
Okay.
For that one day.
For that one day.
Okay,
I'll be like,
I will go see the Meg 2.
Nadia will take your spot.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
I
fine.
like sharks. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll just go over to Jude's and eat margarita ice cream.
Dude, margarita ice cream. All right, folks. On that note, let me pull up my little outro thingamabob.
Yeah, do it right. Don't
worry about me.
Get it straight. You fucked up the countdown at the beginning of the show. I'm not the only one.
Stay salty, folks.